Microphone work. Thank you. Hello, chat. Hello. Welcome to the Readalong. How we all doing? How we all doing, homies? We're still running. The every dollar in super chats is one pull after we finish. We're still running that. Actually, let me just real quick check one thing before we start. I'm gonna swing it back over to the intro screen. 1 second, guys. I just gotta check one more thing before we start. Make sure everything is okay. Alright. Okay. Everything should be okay. Everything should be alright. Okay. Just had to check one thing. Okay, we're good. Voting for voting. It's just it's just the fucking the like Lapland Ultra event. As long as that banner's still going on, I haven't kept real track of it because I don't really care. But we do have the every dollar equals one pull. I think it was only like $4 last time, but you know we did get Suzerain's mob, so those 4 pulls went pretty hard. It was a very minimum amount of gambling, but it did get us something pretty crazy. Now, of course, chat, don't worry. I'm gonna grab us. I'm gonna grab us our Minecraft parkour. Actually, I believe I promised GTA racing first, so we'll have some nice GTA racing to start. And all of these videos are pretty short, so no need to worry about that. If you only want Minecraft parkour on the side, no need to worry about that. We'll be there soon. Anyways, just before we start, I just have to I just want to rant about something real quick. So I have a Samsung like phone, and something that it had that was just nice and convenient is when you like kind of pull like pull down the little like notifications menu at the top was like a miniature version of your settings page, so you could adjust your brightness, you could choose whether to be on Wi-Fi or data, you could connect or disconnect from Bluetooth, you could fucking turn your flashlight on, like pretty much every like setting. Like there's stuff for the eye shield, there's stuff for the power saving mode, like all of that you could just immediately access at any time by just like pulling down the little notifications tab. And for whatever reason, in the most recent update, they just removed that. Like it's obviously not that annoying to have to necessarily go into settings anytime I want to change anything, but like you had it already so that it was convenient. Why did you change it? I don't need more space for notifications. The notifications were all still there. Like that little menu only took up a little bit of like of that anyways. And you would have to tap to expand it. So like it was like already, it was set. It already worked. It was good. Why did you change it? Like you already had the more convenient settings. Why did you change it? Like this whole update sucks. Like, you know, they like made other decisions with like how things looked. They like changed how some things looked, and like that's fine. I don't care about that. But just why did you take away one of the nice convenient things for no reason? Like that's crazy. Is that a goal? Make a super chat goal. Okay, let's you know what, let's make it the most simple. Let's make the most simple start a goal. Okay, yeah, I've never used start a goal before. There we go. One super chat of any quality in 3 hours. Let's see if we can hit this one. All right, so Samsung rant over. I don't know why companies will just like have something and it's like convenient and good, and then for no reason it's like, what if we just took this thing that's convenient and nice and people like and then change it? I don't know. I don't know. It's absolutely insane. Anyways, Lonetrail. I'm excited about Lonetrail. I'm excited for Lonetrail. This, at the moment, probably ranks out as my favorite event in the game. It is my favorite story. I think Lonetrail is really, really good, and I'm excited to come back in and read it again for this. It's always... Obviously, all of this is for my video ranking every single Arknights event. That's what all this rereading is for. I try to write the sections of the script no later than a day or two after I finish reading so that every event gets a fair shake of being fresh in my mind. The only thing that is unfair is that events like, say, Babel, I was already doing this when Babel started. So Babel got, like, its first ever, like, read-through ranked alongside events that I've read, like, twice. So there's definitely ones that have that as potentially an unfair advantage of, like, ones that either it could be an advantage or a disadvantage. Ones that I have or have not read previously might have a distinct kind of advantage or disadvantage in terms of, like, reviewing. Like the Lapland Altar event, I'd like never read before. So anything that was like a twist has an advantage over, like, rereading Il Siracusano. Because I already... Rubio is the GOAT, but I already knew he was the GOAT when I came... The first time I read it, it was like, this man just single-handedly saved the event. Thank you, Laffy. The goal is complete. One whole pull. Alright, chat. We currently have one pull. Should I track this? I can track it. I'll only have to change it, like, 2 or 3 times this stream. We can track it. We can add text and have just, like, current polls. Add another text source. Text. Current. We will have to shrink it a lot. Polls 1. And we'll just slot this. Oh, it works out perfectly, chat. Because, you know, the GT Racing and Minecraft Parkour go in the top right, the goal goes in the top left, the chat goes in the bottom left, and this goes over in the bottom right. It's perfect. Look at that, chat. Now that's wonderful. Alright. First things first, though, we gotta listen to the Lonetrail introduction. Because it's heat. This is the most hype I've gotten from, like, any of these before an event. This one was the most hype.
We were born to pursue knowledge. For we were all born with naught. Before we were given a language,
The moon was mooming.
our hands reach out without being taught.
Interesting that she has that Moon was the Aripathy monitor in that scene, because that should mean she's already part of
All
Rhodes in
are
that
to
moment.
see. All are to know.
We're the ones who give those out.
We think. We uncover. We theorize.
That handwriting is terrible, by the way.
The pursuers then throw themselves to the dark again.
It is.
Bequests of the old, dotting our land. Enlightened futures they do not grant. Real enlightenment hides within these black forms of the crystallines. Originium, harbinger of our calamities, herald of our creations.
It's so epic. It's so epic. It may be a little loud. Turn that down a touch. It may have been a little loud. Holy facts, brother, facts, Eggy.
Catastrophes engrave our minds and motions. But a glitter are our deeds. Time they transcend. Thus we're made acquiescent to all retaliation.
The background music is so good, too. Like, forget even Control's wishes. This this event dusted like the soundtrack of every other event before it even started. Like Ad Astra the lobby theme and this one. It already cooked all the others. It already cooked like every other event.
Now we pursue at a border again. Let only fools remain stagnant.
There's the phase. Everyone remembers that.
Idly descend as history drags them. Lifeless, eroded.
This movie area looks like that one like biome in Subnautica Below Zero. Like the one at the edge of the map, where it's like all the underwater lily pads.
They would never know. When we raise our eyes, a dome we shall gaze through. Visions, not of the land beneath, but of a world above. Forerunners were gone in glares. Aftercomers will seek their vestiges. There is only one mark.
The truth. And there's the Galera Stellarium, or whatever it's called. Fun fact about that. About just that whole like starting segment and everything. I actually have used the like that like Kirsten monologue and like practice for like voice work for characters who are like for that kind of like young scientist, tech guru, whatever. I have actually practiced that like monologue. It was a while ago, so I don't remember it word for word by this point, but I actually have used it for like practice before. If in a century or a millennium our descendants walk among the stars, the masses will sing her praises. Well, chat, we know whether or not they do because of Enfield being way in the future. And I haven't really seen Kirsten mentioned. I know Ferdinand is mentioned, so perhaps the goat is the one whose praises are sung. Perhaps he is instead the one. She sat on a tree stump, humming as she observed the shapes of the clouds above. It was not until her mother called for her that she hopped off and ran toward the voice. The low flight that they were about to take was all too familiar to her parents. Otherwise, they would not have taken her along. Good night, Flakes. I know it's like 3 a.m. for you, and you just pop in for a second. Oh shit, the GTA 5 racing. I'm sorry, chat. I almost forgot to give you your thing. There we go. Look at that, chat. Ain't that nice? I almost forgot to give you your engagement video. I'm sorry, okay? The engagement video is up. Is another Rhine Labs director going to be playable next Rhine Labs event? I do genuinely kind of want it to be Ferdinand. I have a feeling it's Nasty. I think it's probably Nasty, and I don't mind that, but I'm like, I also want like Ferdinand and like, you know what, make Justin some insanely niche 4-star merchant. Like, I don't know. There's angles. I mean, who else would it be? Like, Jara's retired. Parvis is, you know, not exactly around anymore. Kirsten's in space. What other directors do we not have? Mariam, he's probably dead in the Infinite Ice Field. Yeah, Clooney does get mentioned in Enfield, exactly. It's probably just down to, if it's only one, it's either Ferdinand or Nasty. Yeah, and Nasty has a damp crevice between her legs, which in a gacha game means she's like 3 times as likely to become playable. Loken's not a Rhine Lab director, Laffy. He was forced to collaborate in prison, which, you know, deserved. Fuck that guy. What a jackass. But I will say, if Loken was a young woman, people would have defended him. If people can look at the one bitch from Star Rail that people told me I'd like because I like Dorothy and defend her, The one that was like nearly like destroyed like a fucking universe or whatever the fuck with the whole like swarm of shit, and defend that? Loken is easily defensible if you're that insane. He's just old and ugly, so no one defends him. He's just old. He's like Parvis, bro. He's old and ugly, so like no one actually defends him. They just let him. They just let him be seen as an asshole, which is funny. Her goggles were strapped on and her seatbelt fastened as the engine's roar of the aircraft began to slide down the runway. The wind brushing her cheeks grew stronger and stronger. Scared, she closed her eyes. Then her body felt very light. A nauseous feeling gushed through her larynx, and her heart raced to the tip of her throat. She squeezed tightly into her mother's embrace. Fortunately, the feeling didn't last very long. The aircraft stopped jolting. She slowly relaxed, but she was still afraid to open her eyes. As you're hearing all of this in the background, by the way, let me know, chat, if it's too loud. I think it's a little loud right now, so I think we should do this. There we go. Until her mother lightly tapped her shoulder. She finally found the courage to open her eyes and look around. From this angle, the city where she had lived her whole life felt so foreign and strange. The crowds that she was struggling to squeeze through now looked like tiny, insignificant insects. Her mother pointed up, prompting her to look. The sky was so clear and bright. Outskirts of Max, District of Columbia, 1099. Federal nomadic prison. Hey, there's my goat. Sir, you're sick. What? I'm healthy as can be, you motherfucker. No, I can tell. Alcoholic, crapulent, and insomniac in this oppressive nomadic prison. Surely you haven't had the chance to enjoy much of the finer things in life. You're right about that. I'll tell you what. I mean no offense. I get the sense that you might need some rest and recreation. Have you been to Siesta? Minos? Please stop making fun of me. I'm broke as shit. No, this is an invitation. Please, choose one. Think of it as a way to kill time as this boring wait drags on. Minos. Ah, Minos. The fruity aroma of its streets rides the wind past its pristine white walls. More importantly, the innate elegance of its beauties will have you reluctant to leave. As Palace crashes through a wall drunk as hell. As Palace crashes through a wall drunk as hell and Sidoroka sends 3 bodies through a fucking wall. Yes, this is where he calls it freak labs. Yes, Laffy, this is where Justin says it's the Rye Lab's just full of freaks. Alright, I can imagine the extravagant life you live. I'm green with envy. No, what I'm saying is that it's all prepared for you. All prepared for you. What do you mean? I believe an illness like yours can only be cured in such an environment, and you've been a great help to me across a variety of matters. Men like you deserve the finest of treatments. After a few months, any gloominess clouding your mind will have completely dissipated. You'll be as strong and sturdy as the Minoan craftsman. You may even enjoy a stimulating romantic encounter. Mr. Justin Fitzroy Jr., let me say this again. I'm fine. Please stop toying with you. Please, Mr. Justin was my father. Call me Justin Jr. There's something so fucking silly about that to me. Mr. Justin was my father. You don't generally say Mr. and then, like, the first name. Just Mr. Justin. Sorry, Mr. Justin was my father. It's Justin Jr. It's just such a weird name. Alright, Justin Jr., so even business section people at Ryan Lab know their medicine? No, I don't know the first thing about medicine. Who would be interested in something so complicated that can affect no visible immediate change? Then what in the world are you talking? I'm sure you're dying to know what kind of illness you have and who spread it to you. Take a look around you and remember, your superior, that unsympathetic, good-for-nothing judge, and even the old warden, so unpleasant even after he retired, you should have been hailed as a hero after you retired from pioneering, or at the very least enjoyed a comfortable living with a fancy house in a nomadic city on a government stipend. But now? You looked into my background? That's suiting medicine to the illness, sir, and the way I see it, your situation is hopeless. The remedy I prescribe is a vacation, a luxurious home, bottles of fine wine, beautiful specimens of your preferred gender, and top-notch security service. I don't understand. I know what you came here for. You're gonna take that one back with you. You made it all the way here without trouble, then Wine Lab and the Brass must already have an agreement. What's the point of bribing me now? Mr. Living, No one has ever called me living with the channel name. It's exclusively Rain, which I guess Rain is much more name sounding, and I think it is a name. The closest I've had to people calling me, like, living is Dio at first called me Living Rain, like the full thing. Everybody else just immediately defaults to Rain. Which, you know, like I said, I think makes sense given it's just a lot more name sounding. I'm not sure what exactly about it. And it is, I think, technically, like I said, also a like uncommon name, but just it's the thing that everybody kind of goes to. I need an answer first. Are you willing to take fate into your own hands? Who is it? Right, which is why you're very unlucky, and also lucky in a way. At the very least, you know the obstacle in front of you and your predicament. For instance, you've always played lackey to someone else. You were deliberately ignored and cast here. You also know what you want. For instance, you've been planning to propose to a certain someone, which got delayed by this trip, right? Oh, I wonder how the proposal would go on the Minoan plains. Yes, what do you need me to do, Justin Jr.? It's simple. Sell the information on all of the prison's special procedures to Readalong. I guarantee you'll find the price I'm willing to pay more than attractive. That certainly wouldn't be too hard, but you'll be held accountable? We came prepared. I mean it. The old men behind you have a serious appetite. Spent twice my budget to get all this in order. They've been plenty arrogant the last couple of years, and that won't do. Those greedy, selfish idiots haven't been willing to face facts. Or they think they're some kind of Ursus or Lythanian nobles? I prefer practical men like you, and so does Readalong. So, you could make a considerable fortune out of all this. Then you and I can send those stubborn old men to prison. They won't get a chance to turn things around for the rest of their miserable lives. Doesn't that sound nice? You want me to defect? Hey, hold on. Who the heck couldn't have picked a worse time? Letter from the bank, I thought I paid it all off. Ugh. Justin Jr., this money. Did I forget to mention? My bad, it seems I'm not fit to be a doctor. This is your first course of treatment. So much. The most effective cure for your disease is power and wealth. Ultimate rain, what a coincidence. Yeah. Everybody out here raining. Everybody out here be raining. I guarantee we'll get to the root of the problem on behalf of Readalong. I understand. Pleasure to work with you, Justin Jr. The pleasure's mine. Let me ask one more thing. Is Readalong full of men like you? No. They're all freaks. The freakiest you've ever seen, but I'm cool with freaks. I fuck with freaks, though. They freaky, but I fuck with freaks. You know what I'm saying, Mr. Prison Supervisor? I fuck with them. Like the one we're looking for today. But that one's more of a freak because he grooms and not because he likes to do funky stuff. Although I guess technically that's funky stuff. It's just weird funky stuff. It's all ready, sir. Good. After all the effort, I finally get to meet our famous freak. Please don't forget what we talked about. I hope you'll be at my cocktail party in Trimonts next month as my personal guest. No invitation necessary. The supervisor is into the rainbow, apparently. Yeah. I mean, like, Justin also implied knows his background, so, like, you know, bro, and he knows his background, he knows he's about to propose, so he knows this man's got his boyfriend back home waiting to become his husband. He's got the knowledge. He's got the insider knowledge. She stood in the center on the day of her parents' funeral. People came and went around her. One after another, men she didn't know offered their condolences in front of her parents' portraits. Science Journal's editor-in-chief, high-level government official, a legendary investor in the finance world, the representative of a technology conglomerate. All of them looked so saddened. Saddened that the genius inventor, husband and wife, brought the world of science to new heights, only to both die so young. None of them could understand. They couldn't understand why, when this era-defining technology, flight, had just taken off. Oh, wow. Shit, the GTA racing fucking finished. Hey, you show your ads on my channel. If you want to be run. Alright. Okay, we're back, chat. No one panic. We lost engagement for a time. No one panic. The engagement fell off a cliff. I knew something was happening, and I realized that your ADHD video ended. It's okay, guys. It's back. Why would they waste their energy and effort on something as meaningless as reaching the highest altitude possible? All of them were furious. Furious that with the death of the rights, the government-sponsored plans became a laughingstock, and their enormous investments had all gone down the drain. One by one, the guests all left. She alone stood in front of her parents' grave and lifted her head up to look at the clear sky. Yet it was so dark and gloomy. Meanwhile, the light is blindingly bright. Past the passageway's dark shadows, the uncharacteristically bright lights keep Justin Fitzroy Jr. from opening his eyes. The brightly glowing laboratory is, right, exactly the same as the one in Trimount's. Justin Jr. takes 2 steps to feel things out and finds his attention instinctively drawn to the equipment. So clean and shiny, there's light reflecting off it. How much did this cost to build? Built all this for one man's sake? Deep in an area of the laboratory untouched by light, an old man whose face is hidden by guards. A radio as ancient as himself. This is a prison? You call this a prison? I mean, where are we, Norway, bro? Goddamn. Kristen built this whole replica lab here just for you? She really thinks highly of you, doesn't she, convict number 30?
You aren't the regular liaison, but I've seen your face. You're a right lab director.
Well, that's just hurtful. I played no small part in expanding the company to its current size in such a short period of time. How could Kirsten not have told you about me?
I have no interest in people like you. I'm a sick, crippled man. What do you want from me?
Don't talk like that. I've read your file. You were extraordinary, and if it wasn't for...
Sorry, I'm pretty sensitive about the past. I don't like it when they bring up the allegations. My Minecraft YouTube channel was flourishing, I tell you, flourishing.
Oh, alright, but I'm really curious. What is it that Kristen wants you to accomplish so badly she went to all this trouble?
She didn't tell you, which means you have no need to know, boy.
This isn't the first time a science freak has mocked me. Well, no biggie. My job here is to take you away. Looks like your little project has moved on to its next stage. She needs you there in person. It's about her survival plan.
So you do know, you sly little punk!
All I know is Kristen is you working on something to do with originium in the human body. It's not my area of expertise, but at the very least I know one thing. Ryan Lab's control is not a coward who fears death, and she definitely has no illness that needs healing. Which means there's something else going on that's making her desperate for a way to extend her life. Some kind of extreme circumstance. Like, I don't know, the vacuum of space, maybe. I don't fucking know.
You're a smart one. No wonder she chose you to bring me out of this place. But you'll have to wait a little longer. It's almost time for the Vice President's speech.
A speech? You're into politics now?
No, today is gonna be an interesting day. Patience is a virtue, child. Now we still have to introduce yourself. I am
Logan Williams. It's a pleasure. I'm Justin Fitzroy Jr., Business Section Director at Ryan Lab, an outsider of the world of science and technology. I'm only here to bear witness to history, sir. Yes. Now what? Oh god, this is another old man. Oh wait, this is Joe Biden. I haven't tried to do a Joe Biden voice in so long. So who was it Rod that said like the amount of liquids consumed will like fucking drain a goddamn ocean? Let me tell you, it will. By the end of it. If I want to keep my throat from completely coming apart, I've got to be always slurping, bro. Alright.
Now, tell you the kids, they'd say, Joe, the fucking, I don't know, I haven't done Joe in so long.
I've completely lost all ability to do a Joe Biden impression. You know what, chat? Joe Biden. Let's say, I don't need news about Joe Biden. I need Joe Biden talking. Okay. Joe, I need to hear you. What do you sound like?
The Architectural Digest. Welcome to the Oval Office. Come on in.
Welcome to the Oval Office. Come on in. It's Joe Biden. The kids, they'd say, Joe, hey, oh. Someone say, can you switch to everyone for save me? Is someone a seeker? A seizure, you mean? Okay. If that's the case, if there's some danger to it, that's okay. We can do the thing that I know y'all want. I know y'all want the Minecraft parkour. I know y'all want it. I know y'all want it. I know y'all want a Minecraft parkour. I know you want it. Alright, let's kick that back to the beginning and start that Minecraft parkour. Alright. Thank you to this guy. It's a very nice little video of some Minecraft parkour. Alright, alright, we're good. Now, dear Colombians of Tri-Mount, this is your Vice President Conrad Jackson. I'm sure many of us are confused by today's press conference. Before I explain everything, I'd like to have a chat with you all. Do any of you feel that on our terror today it's gotten hard to focus just on the cities or even the country in which we reside? There is more and more to be proven. Exchange between nations have become more frequent. Likewise, conflicts and confrontations have become more intense and unavoidable. So I want to ask all of you, Colombia's only been around for a handful of decades, but our history is already as rich as any other nation's. What is it that we have used to achieve this? It's our thirst for knowledge. Oh, I can watch this video. Alright, every time it switches? Oh, okay, that makes sense. It's pride and experience that flows in the veins of every single Colombian. That's my answer. That's our answer. This definitely isn't a Joe Biden impersonation, but it's something. It's a voice. And to maintain these two things, we're always willing to pay the price, no matter how high it may be. What's Jackson talking about? The next election's right around the corner. He hasn't really done anything in the last couple of years, so he's probably anxious. Paying a high price? He's not exactly off to a great start. In this city of technology Tri-Mounts, there are over a dozen special plates. On those plates, we're working tirelessly on countless research projects. We're developing, uncovering, and guaranteeing our future ways of life. Many of you here are participating in those projects, and I'm very proud of you. Just 2 weeks, we'll announce an achievement that is truly the greatest among them. It will change the landscape of international relations. It will allow us to seize the initiative, to never again defeat any storm across any lands. It will be Colombia's first step into a new era. Now, first step into a new era. Our Jackson was already a famous orator and activist back in college. Now he's holding a press conference in Tri-Mounts. You know what that means, right? Alright, hey, oh. What voice should we... Colombia is a nation that can be defined in a single word. As big as today. Very true, Leffy. Very true. Hey, I'm walking here. Let's cut to the chase, Colonel Blake. You need my help and I need yours. This is easy. Yeah, sure. Stupid weapon crafted specifically to keep that damn shard of Londinium in check. Who knows how much money the military poured into that thing. Now, cursing all the techs in the project had disappeared without a trace overnight. And that... what does the handbook call that big ring again? Ham her? Damn it, how'd she hide such a big thing? The military is being pretty gentle as it is, not surrounding the city with an entire fleet of high-speed battleships. Hey, this one, I don't love I'm not loving the Boston for Ferdinand. I mean, it kind of makes sense because we're in Tri-Mounts, but someone else could have that. Justin has the more normal one. There's definitely gonna be overlap between some characters just because, there's so many. You know what? Ferdinand can be Australian now. And that's what I'm here for. I have to admit, Kirsten really took me for a ride this time. But what reason do I have to believe that a failure like you can take care of this problem? There are a lot of companies in Colombia that can rival Ryan Lab. There's nothing stopping us from taking a military approach and handing everything over to some other place.
Ferdinand is not getting the Saga voice. You're right, Colonel Lake. I failed, but I'm no fool. He's not getting... Someone will get the Saga voice at some point. What if Ferdinand got the Quesante? You're right, Colonel Blake. I failed, but I'm no fool. If the military were really that hardy, you would have done this a long time ago. You guys were never the meek humanitarians you're trying to play. And I, the former Director of Energy on Orion Lab. With my help, whatever you end up doing will go much smoother. Especially if you want to take care of this as quickly and quietly as possible. Now, why should I trust you again? Is there anyone easier to keep in check than a failure with nothing to his name? I never thought there'd come a day when you called yourself a failure, Ferdinand. Why are you so fixated on this? Always high and mighty, never revealing the secrets. She threw everyone's hard work and achievements under the bus, sacrificing the whole of Orion Lab. Person doesn't have the right. No one does. Alright, that's the most convincing thing you've said today. Ferdinand, I also hate women. Based Ferdinand, let's go get him. It's like, what? That's not what I meant. Wait. Everyone uses them to look COOL, yeah. Rod, I just liked it in this event, you know, it's all about trying to find Kirsten's shaft and then Kirsten's hammer after you find her shaft. It's all about finding Kirsten's shaft and then getting on her hammer, you know? That's what it's all about. That's what this event's all about. Hallway, outside Control's office, Ryan Lab, Tri-mounts. I don't actually like this feeling a whole lot. Too quiet. You're so chilly and dry. The light's awfully cold. No idea what's up ahead either. Things weren't so lively back in the day. Most of the time everyone was just busy with research. But we rarely ever saw each other, but after meetings we'd party and get drinks. Pad the table legs with the project reports we just finished. I miss that feeling. Feeling of being accepted. Feeling that we were making a difference. That our hard work had purpose. You have to feel nostalgic for that too, don't you? Kirsten? You definitely don't only feel nostalgic for all of the Minecraft server minigames that used to be a thing but have been slowly phased out with time. Hello, Gating. Hello, Utena. Welcome. Such a good name combo it is. You can stop dragging your gross tail across the floor. Nobody's coming to clean today. Holy yuck. Oh, so you come here to cry your eyes out, huh? Guess I should have stayed hidden a little longer. This just got really awkward. Oh. Were you waiting for me? Mm-hmm. And why are you standing all the way over there? I've got to be careful. A kid who just lost her parents might have a bad temper. Besides, I thought you already had a water clone ready the moment I stepped into the room. Drippy noises. Combat noises. White woman duel. Getting deep this morning, which y'all aren't wrong. Nasty is a pro Minecraft builder. Nasty was a terror in the early days of Fortnite, let me tell you. Her build battles were elite. She was gliding up those. Wait, did I actually get rid of the text? Oh, I didn't. There's just like 2 sets of just like this. 2 sets of the CG. Since I found out, I might as well drown you right away and stuff you into a dead power armor. Oh, I didn't know you were such a vengeful elf. A Melander agent infiltrating this place, huh? What are you up to? Infiltrating? Think again. Would Control's office be that easy to infiltrate? I mean, she has like windows. You could probably go through there. Are you working for Control? What kind of deal do you two have? And what's she got you doing for her? You betraying Melander Foundation for this, you cuck? So many questions. Why don't you ask Kirsten yourself? You're so close to her. I'm sure she'd tell you. Right, you're at the end of your rope. Why else would you expect to find Control in her office? Kirsten really asked you to come? I don't even get to come anymore. CG so good at the game to us again. I'm gonna turn this down a little more real quick. That's very loud backing track. If I told you I invited myself here, would that make your heart ache more? She doesn't have the time to deal with you right now. Perhaps she's already sick of all your backstabbing and all your distractions. Maybe she never had a place for you in her plans. Whatever you want to think. That's not your place to say. I'm just trying to remind you out of the kindness of my heart.
or pity, if that's how you want to see it, that you should try not to be so tense. Don't think you know her better than I do, cuck. I've known her a lot longer than you have. Maybe I don't understand her, but I know what it is she's trying to do. Also, stop calling me that. What the fuck? It's hard to blame someone for grasping at straws when they're desperate, but if you get in the way, next time I'll really kill you. Just ignore that we're both playable. You'll definitely die. The dreadful Libri has vanished. Aside from the droplets of water on the sofa, the fight earlier might as well have never happened. The door closes. Lizzie doesn't try to give chase. There's no telling how much truth there was to Holiak's words, but her presence alone already explains a lot. She should ask Kirsten directly. This is why she came here today, and she still has many other questions.
Is white? I mean, Rod, she don't got no melanin and she ain't Asian. Like, it is what it is. I'm not sure what else to call her. There's a... In gacha games, you should know there's a disproportionately lower number of darker-skinned individuals than in normal life. For most are made in the East, where they don't particularly care for them. Which is not very cool of them, but it is how they are. Kirsten... There's no one here to answer her. Lizzie's voice echoes throughout the empty office. Her shadow split into two halves by the wall, like two people standing at a branching path. When and where did this all begin? Everything that once was has changed. Yet she knew nothing about it. Her familiar room, familiar hallway, both seem so foreign to her now. She hates this feeling. Oh yeah, Kukulkan is a South American thing, but look at Holiak. Like, she may be more pale than Mumu.
It's just like the time after she was born, when she realized for the first time that she was all alone in the world. On the day of Ryan Lab's foundation, everyone had faith that this was the starting point of a company destined for greatness. The idea made everyone nervous. It cheered them all up, it put smiles on their faces, it kept them up at night. She and Saria chatted about the future on the balcony until the next day's beaming sunrise shone directly into their eyes. At that moment, she thought that she, Saria, and all these people would walk with Ryan Lab forever. It was an unrealistic notion. When topics like profit, conflict, and misunderstanding piled onto her desk one after another, she couldn't help but laugh. What exactly is combining mankind? She lifted her head to look to the sky. It was so ugly.
Oh, I see my goat. I see my one of the goats. Ferdinand, obviously one of the other goats of this event. One of the other goats. We just got through Mumu segment. Another of the goats. So many goats. So are we in Lythanian? There's so many goats here.
Rest stop. Trimount's outskirts, roughly 18 miles from the city center.
Alright, much like Blake, I sound a lot like him, and it's definitely not because there's only so many voices that one man can do. Hi there, 4 large cheese dogs. Extra cheese.
You got it, coming right. Holy shit, bro, what the heck is this?
I caught some kind of disease when I was a kid. It's only because of the exoskeleton that I'm still alive. Sorry for spooking you.
Spooking me? Hell no, that looks fucking awesome.
Oh, so it's got to do with the Trimals tech companies? No wonder the gizmos they pump out are evolving so fast.
Something like that, yeah.
Why does he look thinner in his playable design compared to this? Does he skip the coat or anything? I don't know why he'd necessarily look thinner. I haven't like built the unit. Parse, I assume. The ghost shell after all. Yeah, that makes sense. Oh, my bad. That was probably rude of me acting so surprised. Nah, I'm used to it. You mind if I smoke here? You can still smoke? That's amazing. Oh, so empty here. This road does not get much traffic, does it? Just today, when the vice president came through not long ago, the traffic jam was miles long. Maybe it's the weather. Here, your hot dog. Some appetite you got, bro. Take a seat whenever you want. Not like there's anyone else today. Thank you. Hot dog, huh? Colombian fast food really is making strides. Well, it's all the same to me.
Why are they called hot dogs again? Anything to do with the Perros? It was the first wave of Bolivarian settlers who introduced this particular food item to the Colombian masses. This type of sausage sandwich was frequently sold in night competitions, arenas, at food carts attended by scantily clad Pero females or well-built Pero males. Along with the passage of time, the food item came to be known as the hot dog in Colombian parlance. Passage of time, huh? Funny how things can turn out just because of time. Want one, miss? My treat? No, thank you.
Does this mean if he has the code, send it in Roingus site? I'll take a look. We'll take a look and see. Oh yeah. I mean, his face is overall like kind of feels a little more rounded. Yeah. The like mustache and everything, the angles and everything are quite different. Yeah. He looks taller. He doesn't necessarily looks like he's necessarily thinner. He looks taller, so he's like comparatively thinner. Yeah. I mean, think about it, chat. Does this mean that like imagine the generational wealth in Kirsten's family? Her great grandparents were probably doing this. Her great grandparents were probably doing something like this when they first came, and now, like, she's blowing a hole in the sky. Now that's wild. The years really haven't been kind. I still have a sense of taste. My appetite's probably a dozen times what it is now. Guess that's how things turn out with the passage of time. I envy a young lady like you. Wonder how many things on Terra are built atop of this passage of time. Everything is. I guess you're right about that. It's been a while, Dame Caltzit. When was the last time we met? The day of Teresa's ascension ceremony after the war was over. Most sarcasm still had a lingering nostalgia for Kazil were there. You were no exception. What should I call you now? Tin Man. That's what my co-workers call me. It's an apt descriptor and not like names have much meaning to me anymore. You represent the Maylander Foundation. I do. A powerful revenant. A, once powerful revenant. This is actually an interesting grammatical thing in English. Generally, it would be an when the next letter is a vowel. However, given once begins with a like W sound, that w, it is instead a once powerful revenant. That's a little interesting grammatical thing because it's actually more about the sound than the letter that it makes. Sound it makes more than the letter that writes it. And besides, you know that the TKs are closely connected to every corner of the world. Colombian Plains, no exception. It'd make you feel better if I told you the whispers of hatred still keep me up at night and that I can't wait to turn into a flying fortress and fly straight back to Casdale. No, the Maylander Foundation noticed Rhodes Island long ago. This ain't the first time you've shown up on Columbia's radar, even if the last time was just a minor legal dispute. Was that in Toronto or someplace else? Rhodes Island's still a young organization. You know who it belonged to and what course it is taking? I'm not trying to talk you into giving up, but based on our agent's intel, too many old friends are mixed up in this mess. A fair amount of them are your old friends, too. I have no issues with Rhodes Island getting involved in this, so long as you hear Maylander's thought first. Is it thoughts you want Rhodes Island to hear or demands? Regardless, personally speaking, I do hope we're on the same side this time, Dame Caltzit. I understand. Are those girls yours? Tin Man lifts his head up to gaze at the bottom of the dark clouds. Not far away, a pure white feline and a fire-red Sabra sit on a bench. The Sabra girl enthusiastically tries to tell something to her buddy, but her buddy simply stares at the sky, seemingly paying no attention whatsoever. Rosmont is just Sigma staring at the sky. She seems to know why she received that letter, and why she had to come back to this country, but she actually doesn't understand it at all that well. She's simply thinking about there are things you have to face sooner or later. I should remember this place, but I don't think I wrote it down. Why didn't I write it down? Do I need to remember this place? Duh, you don't remember anything no matter what I ask you. This sucks. Do you remember? Me? Of course I remember. This is Columbia. I've been here, and here you've been too.
Oh, I remember then. I see now. It's a cool twist of fate, calls it, but you'll have children so young face their fate head on? This is their decision. I have no right to intervene. Kaltsit silently looks at Trimount, shrouded in dark clouds in the distance. Tall skyscrapers remain under the thick dark clouds, and space hidden by the fields around them. Likewise, the Tin Man lifts his head up in the sky above the city. The entire land's at an unreachable altitude that mankind has dreamt of reaching for thousands of years. Burning fireballs tearing through the skies like a falling star. Ifrit, do you want to hear a story? A story, alright. A story! Alright, today's story takes place in a beautiful city in Sargon. There was once a well-respected king, loved by his people, but when he finally grew old, he had an anxious look on his face, never calming down for even a second. Yeah, I feel like these people feel how long Lonetrail actually is. Probably. He gave it his all to rule his city, but he found that not one thing in the city would bear his mark forever. His statues would crumble and his legends would fade. People forget too easily. In the final days of his life, he eagerly hoped for there to be something that could truly symbolize his whole legacy and ensure that it would be told for generations to come. And so he asked his wife. He hoped to find this treasure with her together. They searched all over the lands and found a bottomless pit of gold, clothing that restored youth, a magic mirror that allowed its user to change races at will, a sword that could rend mountains, and a treasure map that led to mythical realms. Oh my god, the mirror allows you to cast enhance ability. That's crazy. None of these were what the king wanted. They were all too specific. The desires they bore were too strong. The old king did not think any of these could represent his legacy. This left the queen stricken with grief. She prayed to the night skies that her husband would get his wish. Finally hearing her prayers, the star arrived in the mortal realm. Ifrit stares blankly at the blazing red tail sweeping through the sky. She suddenly recalls a story out of the thousands that silence has told her. Legend has it, there's always hope whenever a star so happens to land. Differences that divide mankind are mended the moment the star reaches the ground, and everyone's wishes will be fulfilled at once. Will the star come falling down? There's no time to think. Time is flying by. I wish for nothing. Yeah. I was going to say in yellow reminds me of our this time. Yeah. Okay, you know what? Let me real quick do some calculations. We got like 1, 2, 3, 4, or 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24. So realistically, if we wanted to get half done in this, we'd have to go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. We'd have to get all the way through W5, or CW5. I don't think that's gonna happen. So for now, our goal is to get at least up to CWST2, maybe through it. And chat, it's already beginning. I have to piss. The drinking we're already consuming a lot of liquids. It's already beginning. All right, so enjoy the Minecraft parkour. Which look at the rain. It's right there. All right. The pissoning has indeed come. It's already beginning.
Alright, first piss done. Alright, first piss done. First chapter done. Alright. We can get back into it, chat. Right on time. Libri steps out onto the rooftop of a tall tower and looks up at the sky. From this vantage point, the faint, sharp screech is concealed by the sound of the wind. While the faint spot of light rapidly expands in her eyes, her thick tail dexterously and rhythmically sweeps back and forth. Here's a measure to which the Libri can compare the invisible grid of the city beneath her. Now let's see. Just where will this star land in Tri-Mounts? Districts 2 and 5 are primarily residential, 11's new industrial campus under construction. Let's hope it won't be central. That place is packed with office buildings, like the dime a dozen canned fins you get at the supermarket. And it's a work day. Those offices are gonna be full of people. Well, you really figured where to land this experiment of yours. Or maybe you just never cared how much of a racket this might cause. Either way, you planned this far ahead. Things are getting more and more interesting, Kirsten. Boom! Confirmed. The Triton factory in District 13. The Libri leaps from the tall tower. Oh, fuck my knees. Ow, it hurts. I'm gonna have to crawl there. Oh, who pulled the curtains open? Look at this time. The Rhiners have been at work for an hour already. Tri-Mounts hotels really care about guest privacy, huh? I wanted to greet you. That's why I'm here. You saved me from the power armor and I brought you breakfast. Fair is fair, right? All of this, how'd you get into my room? And none of this, thanks for breakfast. Like, what the fuck? That's the breakfast combo from the cafe at Rhinelab HQ. They only sell 100 of those a day. Okay, don't give me that look. You're a grumpy Gus in the morning, huh? It's Saria that you want to see, right? Well, I haven't been able to contact you, but if she isn't here, then coming to you won't help. Anyway, take a look at this. This just in. Is the reporter Quesante? Do we bring reporter Quesante back? Does he make his grand return? Does reporter Quesante get to come back? Does it change responsibility that I try selected? Yes, some do. Like, look at this one. This one too. Oh, yes, some do. Shut the fuck up. Second stream, I have you open to monitor things. You're not allowed to be unmuted. You're open to monitor things. You're not open to talkie. The chem plant was making a shock, right?
This just in! Tri-Mountains! I will not yield! An explosion occurred this morning at the Triton chemical plant. No. It doesn't work. That's also one that it's been too long since I've also done any case hante. It's just like the Joe Biden. It's so out of practice. It's been too long.
These just in Tri-Mountains. An explosion occurred this morning at the Triton chemical plant number 3 in District 13. The specific cause of the explosion is still unknown, but the authorities' preliminary conclusion is that laboratory staff made a fatal error, leading to the construction machinery on site exploding. A large stockpile of catalysts and reagents are stored at Triton chemical plant number 3. To keep the chemicals from leaking out and causing more catastrophic damage, the military and government authorities are cleaning up the site.
And do a Drac voice. Quesante, Rajak, Quesante. The League of Legends champion, the man who will not yield. Alright.
Oh, sure, yes, it's me. As of right now, all of District 13 is under temporary lockdown. Entry and exit from the district is being heavily restricted. Citizens are asked to cooperate with the ongoing work there. The government has not responded to requests for comment, and it's not known at this time whether the lockdown in District 13 will affect Vice President Jackson's time in Tri-Mounts. Squeaky!
Does this have to do with Rhinelab 2? Hey!
I don't know the specifics, but if you, or should I say Rhodes Island, are here, considering how much Saria trusts you, there's no way you'd ignore big news like this. Okay, Doctor, you got some visitors. I'll see you very soon. Bye! So that was a clone, after all. Rise and shine, Doctor, you big dumbass! Rise and shine! Ifrit, who brought you here? Water noises.
Dude, Irish voice. Well, we currently have a Scottish reporter. Maybe I'll try Irish for another. I just shaved off the damn H from Irish. Just Iris. I just straight up ignored the H and saying Irish. What the hell was that?
Telopsis has already returned to the landship with Elena for checkup and treatment. Mechanist is currently on a new mission. From here on, I will be accompanying you.
And me!
And also, Rosmontis. Cultsit explain. The floaty feline girl apparently entered the room at some point. She stands next to the window and listens quietly to your conversation. She gazes at you in your room. Behind her, there are pure white clouds floating gently across the clear Trimountian sky. Don't be mad, Doctor. I asked Dr. Cultsit to bring me along. I was invited by someone. I met him through Discord. Well, he asked how old I was, Doctor. I said 14, and he said that never stopped me before. I will explain more about what's going on later. Seeing as you have the TV on, it seems you already know about District 13. The explosion wasn't caused by some careless lab technician. Something fell from the sky. Alright, we need to get to the bottom of this. Yes, Saria has already gone to investigate. As for you, I need you to get out of bed and wash up. What do we do? What do we do with the Irish? What do we do with the Irish? I live there! Who the hell are you to stop me from going home? What gives you the right to lock the place down anyway? Is this even legal? Do you have anything in writing? I'm supposed to take your word that this is an emergency. I'll be out in 10. I just need to head back for some documents. Our clients are waiting in the conference room. Sorry, but I need your clearance. Interesting. I was going to watch Saria to see what she's up to. Never expected to find this little bird making her way there. Right, that's the little researcher from the Diabolic Crisis. Emphasis on little. God, she's short. Scouting the area with a drone from a dead angle while hiding in the crowd. Waiting for an opportunity. Not bad. But the army has soldiers watching every single alley. It won't be so easy for you to break through the checkpoints. That said, I haven't the slightest idea what you can do. But you might just be able to give these baddies a little trouble. So I'll give you a hand.
What are you blabbering about?
Nothing. The package is recovered. It'll be delivered right away.
As you've no doubt heard on the news,
The Eight-Shaver, the Roingus Mater, the Pissbringer, truly omnipotent. My title.
yes, if I was interested in older men, Doctor. No, Rosmontis is getting groomed. No. That's daughter 2. Honestly, you know, we only really need daughter 1 because Amia is CEO of company at 14. Crazy performance. That's like first pick in like the Asian parent daughter draft. CEO of worldwide pharmaceutical company at 14. That's a resume. That's getting you first pick. It's just one factory that had an accident. Why is their entire district on lockdown? It's been so long since I've tried the Irish, and it will just always turn into the Scottish if I'm not careful. Or just become an unholy abomination upon the language. Again, if you guys are actually worried about the chemicals, why aren't you wearing protective equipment? Why are you people still allowed to come and go? No one's buying your beast shit. This is now the whole industrial campus upgrade project. If it falls through, who's gonna pay? Hurry up and let me buy. Hey, no pushing. My arm. Why can't I move? Somebody broke through the cordon. How come the comms aren't working either? Fuck! Oh god, the people are yelling. I don't deal with people higher than level 18. Logan probably, yeah. Why?
Despite being a top lane main, Loken doesn't play Kale. Why? Because he hates waiting till his girl is 16. Your clearance, Miss Arya? You know me? You know me. Former defense director of Ryan Lab, your reputation precedes you here in Trimonts. So I can't enter District 13. I can't. No, not just you. If you don't have any clearance, please leave. You, relax, stow your weapon. Your face, your hands, it's the same all over. I may look scary, but it's just an exoskeleton. I work for the Mainland Historical Association, currently part of the Vice President's entourage as his secretary. Here's my authorization. Miss Sorry, here's the subject matter expert we've invited along. Mainlander, huh? You people are always so strange. Go talk to your superiors. We want to get a better grasp of the situation. Give me a minute. Looking at your attire, it seems you don't plan on bringing your shield along. No, I just determined that I might need to apply full force to whatever is coming next. Full force, huh? That phrase carries a weight far heavier than usual coming from the former director of the Ryan Lab Defense Section. Seems like I did make it in time. Our last meeting must have been at Hayden Pharmaceuticals, Detective. We talked so much that I forgot to slide you and Willsies a free pint of draft beer on your last visit. Poor Osmanthus. Poor Osmanthus. We have to protect her. We have to protect her. He's gonna have he's trying to get her to her home so he can run a schizophrenic Phoenix Wright trial where he is the jury, the judge, Edgeworth, Phoenix, the defendant. Do we have any Trimonts ops? I mean, anyone specifically from Trimonts? I don't know. I think Saria is specifically from Trimonts. She's local. Anyone who works at Ryan Lab is probably, most likely, a TIT graduate. So like Mayor and Magalon maybe for local to the area. I think the Urbicas are. So I think Esthesia and Astony are. I'm not completely sure. They technically both work for Ryan Lab, even if like Astony does like real work, does like real science, and Esthesia does bullshit. Bullshit quackery. Yeah. I know Dorothy isn't. Dorothy's not native to Trimonts, although honestly, she's been in Trimonts for a long ass time by this point. Like she went to college like a few years early, if I remember correctly, with her opera and everything. She ends up as like a kid. All her family dies on the pioneering front. So she grew up a pioneer, and then from there, she goes eventually. She gets kind of taken to the mainland and everything, and gets like goes like college and everything early, and then is at Ryan Lab. So like Dorothy's been in Ryan Lab for a long time. Not native technically, but she's been there for a long time. As with, again, anyone in Trimonts. Like Mumu's technically not native, but she's been in Trimonts for most of her life. At least probably most of her life, and it's kind of iffy in some ways. I guess Justin Jr. is native, but he's not an op. Same with Ferdinand. I'd guess those two are natives to Trimonts, but again, not completely sure, and they're not ops. So I don't know. I don't know entirely. I know just how powerful the Maylander Foundation is, but I was still surprised when I heard the news from Kaltset. How do the two of you know each other? We are just all friends. So what role is the Maylander Foundation playing in our current situation? Sorry, are you interested in politics? Decidedly not. Based. And do I need to really answer that question in this case? I have to repeat again, very based. Politics is hell. The Colonel is en route to his meeting with the Vice President. Your identities have been verified, and the Colonel has authorized your entry to District 13. But we're conducting an emergency investigation to evaluate the hazard posed by the chemical leak, so you won't be allowed near Triton Chemical Plant number 3. That's where this all went down. We'll also arrange an escort party to go with you to provide any necessary help. No problem. We'll go with your arrangements.
Phew, made it in. Next, I keep 2 drones in the air 100 meters apart to survey the situation. The Triton factory should be right up ahead. I hope the stealth combat tactics I learned at Rose Island will come in handy here. Let's take it slow.
Will I really find any leads on the transmitter here? Roingus. 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 This is the most peak part of Lonetrail right here. This is the most peak part of Lonetrail, the Roingus part. Also, is this man like just like caught? Is this man fucking parkouring through the spider dimension? What's with all these webs, bro?
A batch of transmitter has gone missing.
That's right. To be more precise, it was a batch of experimental materials with said transmitter included that was supposed to be shipped together to HQ for disposal. So someone stole it, and it's very likely to be someone within Rhine Lab. Silence, I'd like you to head to Trimounts and help me investigate this. Me? I need to remain at Site 359 to cooperate with the military investigation, so I'll be stuck here for the time being.
Are you going to negotiate with them?
Don't worry. As much as I don't enjoy this stuff, I'm still capable of it. I'm a Rhine Lab director, after all. I'm too nice for them to arrest me. I'm too chill, Silence. I'm chill as fuck. They know I'm cool as hell. I'm gonna be fine. I'm more worried about this batch of missing transmitter becoming the catalyst of someone else's ambitions. So, can you do it? Surely, if it's going to HQ for disposal, it wouldn't be like Kirsten that took it. Surely not.
Well...
Silence, you're a student of Director Parvis, and yet you showed up here at Site 359. I had some doubts, but now I get it. You came here to ask for my help. Or maybe you wanted to know if the director of Originium Art is trustworthy. If that's the case, fuck you, I am. Don't worry, Silence. I was invited to the blunt rotation. I'm cool. We're chill. It's fine. I'm gonna be at the blunt rotation. We're gonna play some League after. It's gonna be chill.
I'm sorry.
No need for apologies. I did come close to doing something awful. I should be thanking you, Silence. But at the same time, this is why I'm asking for your help. You're beholden only to your own standards, and looking for your own answers. Which in your instance, ends up kind of being near flawless in some aspects, even though arguably one of the more evil things that can happen with someone is having an unyielding sense of justice, which is what my whole story is about, but yours never comes back to bite you, so... lucky you there, I guess. But even if I hadn't asked you, you still would have returned to Trimounts, right?
Yes? Oh no, why are there suddenly a lot more men on patrol?
Shit! Find anything over there? I searched a couple alleyways over on this side. Nothing! Well, the colonel's about to be the vice president, so we had to play nice and let those two in. We were supposed to stick close to them. How'd they lose us so quickly? Walking so leisurely the whole time that they vanished behind a fence when I blinked. You really underestimated that fellow all covered in iron. Mainlander's people are always so tricky. I'll go report the situation to the brass. Take the boys with you and continue the search. Right, send more hands over to the factory too.
Your reflexes and stealth skills are admirable, Mr. Detective.
You flatter me. Even if we could manage them, it's better to shake them off our tail than to outright knock these sycophants out.
We're here. Triton Chemical Plant number 3 is right up front. Look at that. Sounds of people running. Sounds of us walking. Very metal for Minecraft standards. The spider dimension parkour does go hard as fuck.
I have already cordoned off the perimeter and deployed heavily armed soldiers at every possible location. Quite the impossible task to get any closer.
We're close enough for a clear view. Saria's gaze travels over the throng of people and past the striking yellow barriers, landing on the factory behind. The once smooth factory building has been demolished beyond recognition, with scorch marks scrawled by heaps of debris scattered all over. A series of explosions have eroded the facade, leaving only the interior foundations that give her a clear view. In the center of the factory lies a huge ring-like mechanical structure, diagonally embedded into the ground like an outrageous art installation. The source of the explosion. If we were in Cleveland, they'd probably just think this was art. Yeah. Well, they knew, Hypergriff knew they had to contain Dorothy for for her immense knowledge, infinite kindness, and overall unending, wondrous nature would inevitably defeat everything. That's why they haven't brought her back yet. It's difficult to find a way to not just allow Dorothy to carry everything. She's just so awesome. She's just so peak. You know, they want their other characters to shine too. They don't just want Dorothy to steal the show. You're thinking, Nikkei, yeah, I know. It's so gross that, like, when you mention Dorothy in a gacha game community, they think of this dumb pink schizo bitch instead of the queen. Sorry, as gaze travels over the throng of people, pestering you, berries like 39. Okay, yeah, I already read all that. What have you found? Neither the shape nor the mechanical structure of the object hints at its purpose, but it's clearly not a device meant to be used on land. It fell from the sky. We're too far away to discern any concrete details, but what can be confirmed at the very least is this thing is the mark of Rhine technology. To be precise, it has Kristen's handwriting all over it. I'm sure of that. Look right there, in big red crayon, property of Kirsten Wright. Horizon Arc Project. What? I'm surprised you not heard that name given your position at Rhine and your relationship with Kirsten. We haven't eaten each other out in years, Tin Man. Our relationship is very strained.
I'm glad I didn't get spotted. There really was one here. The goo creatures. It's gone. Dorothy was right. Transmitters react to each other, and it wasn't too difficult to catch them with the one she gave me. But there's too few of them. Dorothy said there were more. Could they be nearby? Wait, this is the Triton factory.
A colossal ruin lies before her. Just so many injuries or casualties happened in there. Silence recalls the news not mentioning any numbers relevant to that question. She recalls the destruction at Site 359. It was difficult for her to even picture what it looked like before the ruins.
Was that Saria? Who was that with her? Saria, do you have something to do with this too? Are you cheating on me? Do you know where we're going?
We're heading to Saria's stronghold to try mounts as part of our arrangement with her.
Saria! It's been ages since I saw her. But if you need to talk to Saria, are you two gonna be busy, right? I guess she won't have time to talk to me.
You and Rosmontis will stay with the doctor.
Ifrit, tell me more about what you did on the way here. Oh, right. When the star came falling down, I was telling Rosmontis the story that Silence told me before. You still remember it, right? You weren't writing any of it down. Yep, I still remember.
That night, it seemed the entire city heard the Queen's prayers
And the sound of her tears splashing on the sand.
In the end, the Queen passed out in the high tower of the palace. The Queen's faithfulness reached the heart of the stars. One after another, they soared through the skies and came before the old king. The old king was swallowed by the endless surge of brightness. Within it, he saw a light that he'd never seen nor dreamed of in his entire life. Next morning, the Queen awoke to find a huge hole had appeared on the palace's roof. The old king, who had passed away hours ago, stood with a smile still lingering on his now stiffened lips. Were the stars brought here by her prayers? The stars made her wish come true, and they took her lover with them. Your secret plans always out, man. Yeah. Like the secret plans were not a part of like the roleplay, Tin Man. It was more just about like, I don't know. There was one that was like it's like a financial thing that was like a wealthy person, and then like someone who's trying to pay their student loans. There were several, but there were no grand plans in them.
Colonel, sorry to keep you waiting for a half hour. I'm the one who should apologize, Mr. President. Your schedule in Tri-Mounts is packed, and I heard from Secretary Pavard you had to cancel a meeting on account of my sudden visit. The military's response to the District 13 incident has been quick, but it has also been intense. You had just given such a powerful rousing speech for the masses. This couldn't have happened at a worse time. By the looks of things, this is more than a little accident on your end as well. I'm just saying, it's still too soon to reveal the Horizon Arc project to the public, which is why we would like you to cancel the rest of your itinerary and leave Tri-Mounts, and we'll take care of these accidents as soon as we can. Colonel, I understand what you're asking, but my schedule isn't going to change. In fact, I'm going to extend my stay in Tri-Mounts.
My last meeting, I decided I'm going to Ryan Lab to enjoy a fruitful dialogue with our exceptional researchers. And to be like, I'm old and don't understand it. Yeah, she never really boned them out, did it, man? It's more about college debt and such.
It's more about, you know, college debt and other things. Hot dog stands. There was a hot dog stand one. Yeah.
We won Columbia, Colonel Blake. We're ready to give everything for our country. But with all the technological pioneers gathered in the city, they formed the bedrock of Columbia's technological development. It's no exaggeration to say they're shaping the future of our country. You understand what I'm getting at? It's just back in my day, Blake, it was different. Even on the assembly lines of our nation's most developed munitions plants, it takes a day and a half to produce a single shell to spec. That doesn't include the time it takes to send it out into the field and give men some real practice time on the thing. Now take a step back, Colonel. The more we find ourselves facing super weapons that can change the world like the Argo 1, the more composed we have to be. This is Columbia, not Sargon, not Bolivar.
Alright, sure, whatever. Fuck you, Joe Biden.
These past few years, the armed forces, or more accurately, the Department of Defense, has continued to explore the nation's military capabilities. As a whole, progress has been fairly steady. From the president's perspective, this is a good thing. He's glad to see it happen. However, the shift in results, the shift in international dynamics in recent years, particularly the re-emergence of Victoria's Shard, a number of things have changed. Such a terrifying superweapon has erased the concept of distance. While our grounded systems will be rendered useless and the dust brought about by the storm may well fall upon our pillows at any time. Voices within the Department of Defense are growing increasingly hawkish, and a number of troubling signs have already appeared. They're hedging their bets on the research and development of a similar era-defining strategic weapons. And that's how Kirsten caught the military's eye? Correct! Kirsten became the military's core technical advisor. In a very short period of time, she submitted the proposal for the Rise and Arc project, planned the construction of the Arco-1 superweapon, and quickly began its implementation. The military has devoted a vast amount of resources to it, and as such, Ryan Lab has enjoyed greater policy-side support for quite some time now. That's why Ryan's been able to stand head and shoulders above many other tech companies in Trimax.
Yeah, see, mate. Rod, first of all, I know that it's weird to be insulted by it, but I am a little insulted by that statement. Like, I wouldn't know that with my years of training and, like, now work with voice work. But I'm not in a position with this microphone to where that is a convenient place to be. Just quite frankly. I don't have one of those, like, hanging, like, setups where I can hang it over and set it, like, to where it can be that nice distance. It has to be off to the side, because it's just the little tiny stand. Back in, you know, the studio, there's a normal microphone with a stand and everything, and, you know, close. Now, of course, it also depends on... The perfect distance also doesn't truly exist for all things. That's a rough standard area. You know, you can also just say, like, about 6 inches is what some people do as well. But, yeah, no, like, I fucking know that. And apologies again for being very strong in saying that. But I know that. It's just the situation that I'm in. It's just, I mean, the problem is I can't really set it like here because it will just fall over. Like, this is a very, like, precarious situation. It's like it's in my way, like, on the, like, keyboard. I can try to keep it here. Like, this is a more standard position. Now, it's also below me, so that's also, like, it's below me and I can't really tilt it up because, again, it's a little short stand. It's a little baby stand. So I can't really tilt. It's like, this is super awkward, but this is probably the closest to a standard setup I can get with it. But yeah, no, like, I've done this for so long, I don't even have to do that before. I naturally get into the exact same position every time when I'm actually, like, trying to record voice work.
Yeah. Like, that's what I say, is like, this is not like a super serious thing. And if you guys need me like raised up in volume, like, that's okay. But this is just kind of an awkward position. Also looking, what have we got? Yeah, this is a decent, yeah. If I set it back over, I should increase the gain anyways. -18 to -12 decibels is the best place to be for normal, yeah. Yeah, they're not serious, obviously. The minute recovery, they're not serious. I'll try it with this for now, and we'll see. Because yeah, it's like up on my keyboard. Yeah, it's both on my keyboard and it's like barely hanging on. It's like barely on the desk. So if nothing falls over, this should be relatively stable, kind of. And we'll see from there. We'll see. And then if this is what everybody likes, then I can try to get it in this position every time. So let's make sure that's turned a little bit to the side so that it's, yeah, it picks me up more fully. There we go. All right, now where the hell were we? That's why Ryan has been able to stand head and shoulders above many of the tech companies in tri-mounts. Now, according to the information we have on hand, the construction of Arco 1 required digging complex shafts as well as erecting a hammer at our aircraft's altitude limit. A monumental project indeed, and the military has spared no expense in the effort. Imagine the man in front of you who fell from the sky was a part of this project. Sorry, as I shift from the factory ruins to the sky above her. My deadass here's no difference. Yeah, essentially, like skillers, there is limits as well, and it also depends. Like, it also depends because like I actually am probably a similar distance away because I was sliding down towards like Tyler 1 position, so I was lower down, so I was closer to my desk. With the mic being a bit to the side. Now I'm actually sat up in a proper position. So the mic is like, I can't get the mic to be at my level unless I'm slid down into Tyler 1 position, but then it's farther away than normal. It's farther away than normal. Which, hey, getting farther away than normal isn't bad if you want to have like a moment of like, hey, what's good? Like, hey, if you're trying to like simulate like calling someone over, sometimes it's good to take a little bit back. It's very much like, hey, like you're leaned away from whoever you're normally talking to. It's like, hey, come on, come over. And in general, there's times where you want to get really close, depending on the situation. Yeah. Oh yeah, like the one I normally use is XLR. This one's just plugged in to be a USB because it's convenient. Yeah. This is an older, cheaper microphone. I got it on a big sale too. So this was the first one that I did voice work with, and it was pretty cheap. It can do XL. It's actually can be both XLR and USB. I just would use USB because it's more convenient, even if it's worse. Now I have just like an actual microphone. Maybe sometime I'll record one of these. Maybe next time I'll try to record this in the like studio, and we'll have the actual like studio space. And we'll see. That could be fun. Using the sky as an intermediary transfer node? We don't know the specific conceptual design nor how it's implemented. Using the sky as a transfer node to focus or redirect an enormous amount of energy so as to achieve a powerful strike over extreme distance. In theory, that is indeed possible. But could it really help the military construct a superweapon? Alright, looks like you didn't get the answer you wanted. I knew from the beginning. It just makes it more apparent. Good politician would never rush to make a stance clear, at least for now. They don't want us taking over the project that fast. So we just have to come to space-age Denny's instead. Yeah. Yeah. Oh yeah, true, very, 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 very true, Rob. Comfort is the big one because it's so long, especially like Lonetrail. It's so long just sitting here. Yeah. And how do they intend to do that? It's simple. All they need to do is delay. If we say that efficiency is the pursuit of scientific research, then Ferdinand, delay is the preferred tool of these politicians. When the Singas administration first entered negotiations in Congress to reclaim the Woods Company's lodging camp, virtually no progress was made in 3 years. It took the latter party losing control of the area.
They want to delay until we have our hands full, till we lose faith in the damned Horizon Arc project, until it doesn't matter anymore. You've been on site, right? What are your conclusions? It was indeed the test flight of Arc 1's hammer. The sky appears clear, but it's far from being a safe haven. Kirsten will need to test the new pressure and navigation system, a trial and error process that may need more than one flight. I'm more curious about the military-controlled shaft at the bottom of Arc 1. Where did Kirsten launch a beast of that size? The hammer's black box still hasn't been found. By tracing its routing data, we can triangulate the position of the launch site and locate Kirsten. Baby girl Ferdinand, baby girl. We already conducted a full-scale search in District 13. Came up empty. Alright, so someone managed to retrieve the black box at the very beginning. Any possibility it might have been destroyed, given the explosion of that scope? Kirsten has already been missing for 2 weeks. She may have already obtained the experimental data she wanted in the black box, but she still doesn't want us to find her. In other words, the so-called Horizon Arc project, propped up by the military itself, is completely out of the military's hands. The longer the delay, the more variables there will be. I know. Call, fuck. It's me. That's right, Jackson had no intention of talking things through with us. Me? Why would I have anything to hide? Go ask the agent sent to spy on Kirsten. Understood. I won't give an inch. I'll resolve this post-haste. Wait, what did you say? That's... Alright, I understand. Oh, fuck, it's getting intense. What? You don't look so good, Colonel. You're right, Ferdinand. We can't let ourselves get bogged down any longer. Alright, well, the fact that Kirsten went AWOL when the military had eyes on her precisely shows the fact the project has progressed to a near-feasible state. She might have defrauded her investors. We have our suspicions as well, but you seem pretty sure of it, Saria? Because I know her well enough. Oh? Since its establishment, Ryan Lab has committed to breakthrough research in civilian technology and rarely intersects with the military. Kirsten herself has no interest in it. Furthermore, if the sky were a part of her research plans, it would not be a means, but rather her ultimate objective. The rats? Precisely. We haven't even explored everything these lands have to offer. We've only just begun measuring the heights of the skies. Why fly to such high places in vain? I still remember that comment in the newspaper made by the hovercraft expert Stevenson after the Wright's test flight crashed. It encapsulated his regret for the death of the giant genius scientist, but has been twisted out of context as accurate peer review. How ironic that it's become a weapon used against the Wrights. I'd like to hear more. Stevenson had a very good relationship with the Wrights and even looked after Kirsten to some degree after their passing. Later, Kirsten was able to get on track in academia thanks to his recommendation. A substantial secret that even I'm not aware of. But the relationship between Stevenson and Kirsten is not a cozy one. She inherited her parents' obsession with the skies and does not expect others to understand. She abhors the sky, Tin Man. She thinks it's stinky. She thinks it's gross. Like, ew, what the fuck? Transmitter creatures in the alleys. It can't be a coincidence that Transmitter appeared at the scene of the accident, but what exactly is the connection between Transmitter and the explosion? Did the things used in this factory require transmitters? I recall no such relationship between Triton Chemicals and Rhine Lab, or perhaps the Transmitter had something to do with the ring-shaped mechanical object that smashed... factory building! Smashed it. Sorry, it's too far away. I can't hear what she's saying. Maybe I can try moving the drone a bit closer. Well, fuck. An unidentified drone has been shot down. We got a situation. Oh no. Miss, show me your security clearance. Don't have one? District 13's under temporary lockdown. I'm gonna have to ask you to come with me. I'm a worker at the Triton factory. I had the day off today, but I heard the factory exploded, so I came here to see what's going on. If you're a worker at the factory, then explain the drone. Don't say you had nothing to do with it. She's going to photograph the site. Marianne, is it really you? Oh my god! Marianne? Last time I heard that name was 40 years? You're talking about the press conference, right? It was right around the time your last movie came out. You told the world you got hurt in a catastrophe while shooting the thing, and you were tired of behind-the-scenes work. My dad goes nuts every time he talks about you. He's got your complete filmography collection. We've watched every movie 10 times over. I still remember Spy Catchers. You caught Saw the Spy on the shore and leapt straight off that cruise ship. That was something. You just melt into every role you play. Today's Smash Bros. Rankwood stars could take a cue or two from you. Thanks. Unfortunately, the only role Marion plays these days is negotiator of employee salaries. You're Director of Human Resources at Rhine Lab, Chara Booker Wilson. This is my clearance. I have a house in District 13. This woman is indeed a Triton employee. Rhine Lab and Triton Chemicals had a number of disagreements, just like the corporate struggles in the Spy Catcher. I know, this is tryouts after all. There's your chance of getting your Rain, bro. If I'm Rain, I'm leaving the sky too, bro. I ain't trying to stay in that place. I ain't trying to stay in that bitch ass sky, bro. I'm leaving too. We leaving in different directions, but we both leaving. A subsidiary factory suddenly went up in flames. If photos from the scene hit the tabloids, I would send Triton down in scandal. This is our housewarming gift for joining Rhine. That will indeed be a violation of military regulations. Fortunately, the drone's been shot down, so the photos won't leak. Now then, let's move on and discuss your job hopping. Sure. But let me add something first. Isn't it a little unreasonable to suddenly ask the locals to lock themselves inside and wait for updates before they can do anything? We're just following orders. Miss Marianne, I want to trust you, so both of you, please leave. No exceptions. Your name's Silence, right? I remember you were helping Parvis bring me some black bean tea. Director Chara, does this have something to do with Rhine Lab? That's why you snuck in here? There are some things I need to make sure of. This isn't exactly the best place for chit-chat. Head over here and wait for me. Where are we? Don't worry, it's my District 13 residence. What about you? I have company, an old friend that has some business with me. I don't think I've ever heard you breathing. When you smoke, are you just letting it swirl around your stomach? It's a habit, just like what you used to do after finishing a mission. You'd record the event on a note before burning it on the spot. That young researcher back there, you always have a soft spot for the youth. I hear you have your own grooming Discord server. Might want to stop that. I can't exactly ignore it, can I? An employee of my own company shows up in a military lockdown. It'll be bad for business if she gets caught. I see. So you're just as attentive to detail as Forgether. Anything from Living Rain to Breathing Cosmic Storm. Aurelian Soul Gaming. I see you're just as attentive to details then, regardless of what field you're in. You caught my eye a number of times over the years, from the intermediary investor for all of Trimax to the head of Rhine HR. You've contributed pretty much your entire network to this test company. In other words, without you, we wouldn't have the Kristen we know today. So is you being here right now also the fault of that reckless girl? Or do you have ideas of your own? Have you considered the possibility that I'm here because I bought a residence in District 13 and I spend a few days here when I'm not too busy? I'm getting old, Tin Man. Age notwithstanding, when I come back to my senses, I realize that my health, my dreams, my friends, and my family had all been given to my country. In the end, nothing remained of Maylander's Morningstar. I don't even have any tapes of the movies I made when I was young by which to remember my so-called youth. I wasn't trying to point the finger at you, Jara, but if you're hoping that I turn a blind eye to this, I'm afraid I can't help you. Maylander's only responsibility is to the country. I just wanted to tell you that I have no regrets, so even now I won't do anything that would truly harm Columbia. Only something that would be fucking awesome. Are you still mourning the death of the rats? As much as I'd like to deny it, the scene still haunts my dreams. Even now. Yeah. The epic battle of the true hags between Jara and fucking and Catherine. Yeah. Colombian grandma versus Victorian grandma. Delivery, come sign for it. Put it on the workstation. Holyoke scans the space in front of her.
Well, that's what I was afraid of with the mic being put there. It fell over. All right, let's set you back where you were. It worked for a while. Let's set you back where you were. It was working decently for a while, but that's what I was afraid of. All right, let's scroll back up to where we were. Yeah, you just hear reading and then just thunk. In other words, a well. Originium lamps fastened to well's walls provide only a basic lighting, making it difficult to determine the overall depth. And laid within the groups for hidden wall or cables extending into the darkness. The person with whom you were speaking earlier is now pacing back and forth, leaving her with a busy silhouette. She seems to be busy testing something. Even in such a deep area, her actions do not seem to cause much of an echo. Presumably, the surface structure incorporates some high-performance sound-absorbing material. The entire area seems to be as still and silent as lingering mist. Are you not afraid of the dark? Do not get bored. We're several hundred meters underground, and the most boorish soldiers are patrolling just above us. Been here a number of months, right? Haven't gone up for a walk? Nasty? I'm busy, Cook. I don't have much free time on my hands either, and why does everyone call me that? Oh, the stream is... Oh, fuck. Oh, that also happened. That also happened. I got it together. We got it together. We fixed it. We fixed it. We fixed it. Or should I say we fixed it. We fixed it. Well, I thought you said LMAO just because of like the situation. I didn't realize that we'd accidentally swapped. But yeah, no. Okay. Yeah, yeah. Like I was saying, I'm not sure if you could hear it. Yeah, the mic fell over. That's what I was afraid of happening if I put it there. Because it's in just a very precarious situation. It's in a very precarious spot. If it's directly in front of me. What I'm saying is, put the black box down and get lost. I'm taking a risk here to get you this under the watchful eyes of the military and Mainlander. That's a bit cold of you, wouldn't you agree? This is a deal between you and Control. It's got nothing to do with me. You didn't do anything with the black box after you got your hands on it, did you? No? Damn, nice cold. The data calculations are, well, not that complicated. Nasi dives back into her own work, and the screen is once again engulfed with a large amount of data, like a tide flooding across land. She focuses up more, leaving Holyoke alone to do little else than stare at her back. So she notices the devices around her waist. They appear as a lattice of dead branches, spliced together irregularly. As Nasi intermittently works at her station, they sway back and forth in a short, regular rhythm. As if sentient, they seem to be following Nasti's thoughts. Looks like you managed to find nourishment for the rootless branch. His The trajectory data has deviated slightly from the previous calculation, but is still within the expected range. It appears the transmitter can indeed be used as an alternative navigation resource. That being the case, we need to speed things up. By the way, how did Kirsten get you, the head of engineering, to willingly coop yourself up underground to do the hard work for her? I'm an engineer. Do you think I actually want to have social interactions with others? How do you think I chose this field? Nasi doesn't answer. She enters a few commands, and as the screens in front of her go dark one by one, she turns and heads toward the door. Behind her, the underground space becomes dimmer and dimmer. Ready to touch some grass, Nasti? Did something good happen? Surely you're not going to keep the good news from me. Be gone. Holyak takes a step back upon hearing that word. Her body instinctively carries out the order as if executing a command. Cute curse you have there, Banshee. Did any of the staff ever tell you that you've got a bad temper? The icy cold air caresses Nazi's neck before dissipating like an illusion. The young Banshee shivers slightly. A crack forms across the bone pen in her hand. Oh my, they don't quite make them like they used to, do they? I know you have an entire drawer filled with spares, but I've always been curious. If you broke all your bone pens, would you still be able to perform your little tricks? Go ahead and try me. I won't give the same command twice, cuck. Fine, fine. Are all Banshees as much a stick in the mud as you? And stop calling me that! Don't pass up on this rare opportunity to get some fresh air. If you're afraid of the dark, I might come to your company part way. And then I'm gonna go cry. And the second most useless is truly nasty indeed. No?
Before the banshee can speak again, Holyak nimbly disappears behind the door. The darkness lingering within the air trembles violently for a spell, then Nasty finally lets go of her words. I should go pick her up.
At last, the muddled dream is what to settle.
CW2 before. And we are only nearly 2 hours into the stream. This will definitely be a 3-parter, I think, chat. These stars have twinkled above Terra since ancient times. So many romantic myths and searching gazes do they hold. Astrologers spend their lives assigning symbols to constellations, celestial bodies, giving them meaning, while shamans and druids try to interpret the trails left by every passing meteor. They're untouchable. Indeed, it is precisely because of this that the sky has become the true home of those who indulge in fantasy. For this great land, looking up holds no real meaning. Do you mean you can replace her personality with anyone? Because, like, you can say that about, like, most characters, theoretically. But then again, I mean, a bunch of people wouldn't have agreed necessarily with Kirsten unless it was the specific thing that she gave Nasty. I mean, it's literally like Nasty's invested in it because of the promise of, like, a Kazdel in the future. Yeah. And, I mean, she also did all this, so I don't think... So she's, first of all, not a useless character. I think that's silly to say. And second of all, like, not every character has to be a main character. I think it's kind of silly to assign, like, useless to a character in most instances, unless they truly have no purpose in the narrative at all. And, like, Nasty does very clearly. She's involved in several situations. I mean, she is involved in, like, Holyak and Tin Man Scrap. She's involved in, of course, building the whole thing. And, like, I think, I mean, this is like if you watch, like, Arcane, like, season 2, and you said, like, the like guy that, like, Vi meets from, like, Piltover, that dude's like a pointless character because he's just very clearly a side character. But that guy also, like starts kind of a change in, like, Vi's character. Like, who she is and what she does would not have happened without this drunk dude who she just sees a couple times that we see it of, at least. So it's like a small role doesn't just mean that they're completely pointless. And then, I mean, you can say that with, like, anyone. Well, if you replace Kirsten's personality with a different personality that does the exact same thing, well, now you just have someone with a different personality, but all the events are the same because they act the exact same way. Which doesn't make sense, because if they don't have the exact same personality, they're not going to interact the exact same way. Either way. 6,152.31 meters, the height of Terra's sky. And also the last records of the Right's final flight. No one has questioned this limit. Nobody's angry, confused, or curious about it. People live on this pea, wrapped so softly in a pod, and couldn't care any less. And thus came the shabby poem from an Earthsign poet centuries ago. Starpod. A romantic name for the barrier. I've read through every paper related to the subject of barriers, the sloppy theories formulated by Victorian and Lithanian scholars. Analysis on pressure in space, theory on density differentials between the barrier and outside matter. Old, outdated, and full of holes. Those Colombian academics announcing their pioneer spirit merely tinker with that garbage. And you get the occasional novel theory put out by younger scholars in academic journals. They spend way more energy getting tenure and research grants than looking at the sky. Oh, by the way, the test platform we launched the other day has already fallen back to the ground due to the same old problems with the barrier. Some change in basic aerodynamics, massive disruption to the originium zone, and the extremely rapid decay of any exogenous power. What about the results of the data analysis from the transmitter? The batch from the readjusted ones are solid. Yeah, readjusted, specifically Dorothy's transmitter. Dorothy caught the peak event wouldn't have happened without Roingus. Everybody say thank you, Dorothy. Thank you, Dorothy, in the chat for giving us Lonetrail. Wouldn't have happened. Moo Moo wouldn't be playable for all the Moo Moo fans. I've also already laid out all the energy cables and connected them to the port you previously mentioned previously. But, Tristan, you're well aware of just how much energy you'll need for this. The theory is sound, however. That won't be a problem.
Alright, the test platform's crash landing has caused us some trouble, and the military is burning with anxiety over your disappearance. Kristen, whatever their next step may be, death might be the most merciful outcome. I wouldn't even consider that a price to pay at all. Nasi, do you like stargazing? No. Staring at something out of reach just makes me feel empty. And yet, sometimes the unreachable can become a signboard for you.
Moo Moo didn't do shit for this, Ike. It was all Dorothy. Dorothy caused Moo Moo. Don't thank Moo Moo. Oh, that's a cool little thing that he's parkouring through now. You see that thing on the right? That's crazy. Oh. Oh, it's done. That's convenient, bro. Got it just in time. Look at that. Look at that. Okay, let's find more. Oh, hey, you gotta put your ads on my stream if you want them. There we go. We're back. We're back with more parkour. We never let the parkour die. The parkour must remain forever. The parkour will continue until the morale improves.
You are indeed right on one thing. Death is only the most merciful outcome. And I hope you don't die before giving me what you promised, Control. You should be more careful. Thank you. I will. Definitely. Totally. 100%.
Well, Colonel, how am I supposed to take this order? Let me guess. The agent you sent to watch Kirsten has gone MIA and you've suppressed the news. Your superiors aren't worried about your agents being silenced by Kirsten, but rather they might have signed on with her and betrayed the country. And they're probably been wondering, have you betrayed the country too? It's no wonder you've been racing to find Kirsten. My last tour was in Bolivar. The late 40s. The coalition government, backed by the DOD, was bumbling around like toddlers in its own jurisdiction, and our intervention policy for the Bolivian... I knocked over my microphone even in this area. There's nowhere safe for it. It'll get knocked over constantly. The DOD's rep has fallen so low in the eyes of our people, the general even handed over control of the armed forces. Now, the DOD needs ARC 1 to restore its image and regain the trust of the people. I also need to prove myself worthy of plucking the general's medals out of the dust. So yeah, it is my last chance. But you can lay off the clownery for now, Ferdinand. Well, come on, Colonel. Who are you even trying to fool with all that? This isn't enough of the reason for the DOD to go so far. Definitely not enough to stake your life on it. Hey, don't you always brag about being as smart as Carson? Why not use that clever scientist brain of yours and figure it out? It's not like you don't know a thing about Kirsten. Surely you ran a thorough check on her before handing the project over. Situation's pretty bad, but there's definitely a contingency plan at work. Your reactions have been abnormal anyway. If your people haven't gone crazy, then it only comes down to this. Kirsten isn't the actual reason. No, she's just a fuse. Ferdinand suddenly looks up at Blake, his eyes full of astonishment. He has come to a conclusion he can barely believe himself. You didn't meet the vice president talk about Kirsten. What you wanted was a mood. The riots were a pair of lunatics squandering the nation's tax money on ridiculous notions of challenging the sky. All they gave back to the country was a little lunatic by the name of Kirsten Wright. Ferdinand, I respect men of your caliber. Usually it's your type disrespecting the nation. Am I wrong? Can't imagine the meteor that fell from the sky having any motive beyond an attempt to provoke us. Most generous motive I can imagine is her selling the data to another country. She holds a weapon capable of seriously damaging a nomadic city, and the military handed it right to her. Or the worst, she actually wants to avenge her parents. It's about ARC 1 right at DC. She plans to destroy the Columbia that in her eyes treated her parents so unfairly. But we've already seen enough to make people wonder if they were born in the wrong era. Hell, the scarier thing is, doesn't Jackson know about all this? Those Mailander agents know too? Guess how much he already knew about Carson, me, and you before I even walked into his room. But he still chose to put it off. I won't sugarcoat it. From the moment we lost Bolivar, the coalition government has spared no effort in suppressing the military. Our current state of affairs is to them an excellent weapon.
It doesn't matter if Kirsten is exacting revenge or betrayal. What's important is that this is a scandal for the DoD, and the losses brought on by it seems to be an acceptable cost to them. Do you want to be a part of that cost, Ferdinand? Do I even get to choose? If you didn't figure it out just now, you might have. If you didn't figure it out just now, you might have. So you can, 1, use your connection with me, and just wait till we've recovered Arc 1, when the military will coincidentally be hiring a new scientific advisor, or 2, die here with me and be swept in the trash can of history together. Ferdinand stares at the soldiers before him, confirming he's seen something in the man's eyes. Whether pure banter or real crisis, silence has connected the two. I'll get it, Colonel. Vice President has already broadcast live to every citizen that Columbia is about to enter a new era. But accidents are inevitable on the way to said era.
Does anyone have like the like different like does anyone know where I can find the different like Lonetrail little like the little lines like and it's the start of a new era or whatever, like when you like go in and then it's like something else later in the event, I think. Yeah. I also do really like Lonetrail, like the changing event lobby. When you start, it's like the kind of normal one with everybody, and by the end, like when you end, it's just Kirsten alone. I like that. Yeah. But accidents are inevitable on the way to said era. I believe he'll dedicate everything he has to realize this for Columbia. So that's the situation over there near the Trident factory? The parts regarding Kirsten are just my own guesswork. Judging by the military's response, that seems to hold enough water. A super weapon that the government hopes to use to reassert power, or Kirsten herself having other plans. Trimonts is indeed working on a secret mega project using the energy at its core with unimaginable destructive power, yet to be scientifically tested, and it's nearing completion. That's what I'm worried about as well. Saria, has there ever been a mass blackout in Trimonts? Never. Trimonts has separate power grids for residential and commercial use, and each of their power reserves alone is enough to allow all facilities in the entire city to operate normally for several months. Moreover, Trimonts has a booming technology industry with dozens of companies dedicated to developing new forms of energy, and nearby mobile industrial platforms regularly borrow energy from the city. Caltsit looks out the window. The skyscraper in the distance with its gigantic glass facade frames a billow of clouds, its surface crystal clear like a leaf full of dewdrops. Indeed, it is just a leaf. Her gaze expands, and the building quickly disappears into a nest of countless skyscrapers. Exhibitions on science and technology interspersed with expo halls, and other specialized buildings scattered around at random, like a bacterial colony in a forest. But as she raises her head, the vast sky dwarfs the city, and Trimonts is only a leaf. Yeah, Rod. Specifically the, like, event lines. The little event clips. Event voice clips. No matter if it's a super weapon ordered by the military or an unknown object that Kirsten has other plans for, the amount of energy and precision required for the Horizon Arc project is beyond the scope of our imaginations. Energy consumption and navigation accuracy are issues they must solve. So you're implying I don't know how the Colombian military has assessed the situation or how Kirsten has pulled the wool over their eyes. Even if she were able to solve the issue of precision, my judgment is that it cannot support the energy concentration on such a scale, even if you use all the Trimonts' energy reserves. Once you start such a huge project, it should drain Trimonts' energy in an extremely short span of time, like stuffing a giant sponge into a glass of water. Even if Kirsten's talents and vision are far beyond the present, the current state of science and technology should not be able to realize such a concept. That she is by no means a simple mad scientist indulging her delusions, unless she has already solved this problem. What the heck are they talking about? Stop eavesdropping, the door's soundproof. It's gotta be about that factory that went kaboom, right? Sorry, I look kinda serious. Does this have something to do with Ryan? Doctor, is Silence in Trimonts too? Can we bring her here? Doctor, why are you frowning like that? Oh, I get it. You still blame Caltsit for bringing Rosmantis and me here. We decided to come on our own. I've been here before. I can even be your tour guide. Rosmantis, you're looking at the letter again. Are you okay? He invited me to come back here. The feline girl is still holding that thin envelope in her hands. 5 minutes ago, she opened it and quietly read the letter again, before stuffing it back inside a minute ago. She lifts her head and looks up to you. There doesn't seem to be any particular emotion in her eyes, but you notice something unmistakable. Nonetheless, she is trying to comfort herself. Looks like she's trying to smooth out a small wrinkled piece of paper under the school desk without attracting anyone's attention. You can feel that she's confused, maybe even in pain.
I forgot again, Doctor. Can coming back here help me remember what I forgot? What did I forget? Should have written it down. I'm sure I know. Rosmontis, why don't we take a little nap? If it hurts, we can go back to Rhodes Island right now. I think I should stay. Control your power. Don't force yourself to think, okay? I'm here. Me too! His very website, if it has them? Maybe. Maybe the story readers got it. Because obviously it has things like that. Do you have the data I need? We have little time to spare, but these should help. The Energy Section's project and construction plans and reports from the past 10 years. Energy and Origin Mod Section's experimental records. The Scientific Investigation Section's expedition records and data archives. It's a lot thicker than I imagined. Their position within Ryan Lab is rather unique. From the corporate perspectives of cost, performance, and efficiency, their contributions to the company are negligible. They shouldn't even be one of Ryan's 10 sections. Even though it doesn't rival what the core laboratories like energy and structural get, the budget that Ryan Lab allocates to polar field research and surveying technologies every year is no small amount. In fact, you could say they're throwing huge amounts of money at them. They collect and analyze seismic data from the Kashmir Highlands, surrounded by mountains at regular intervals, built close to 10 scientific research stations in the endless ice fields of Sami. They frequently travel to Colombia's Great Lakes, as well as the lowland deserts in the south, for their investigations. Great Lakes mentioned. Even seek to thoroughly explore the ruins of the abandoned cities in the bleached wasteland. Only a few know that the dust kicked up by pioneering young Colombia is much older than the sands of Sargon. These scientists have not been measuring the boundaries of this world in the spirit of exploration. Rather, they're looking for something. These last few pages are all about tri-mounts. Tri-mounts? What would scientific investigation need to factor in the location of headquarters? Every project I've checked so far has an immediate sign-off from Rhine Control. Kirsten. And so did this farce just happen to take place in Tri-Mounts? Or maybe it could only happen here. I'd prefer to see some evidence rather than hear more of your roundabout explanations. I have some rough conjectures, but the clues are all a mess, and our current present information isn't adequate to serve as actual evidence. Let's take a short break. We should go have another chat with Ifrit. All right, or you cannot have a chat with Ifrit. Jesus Christ! Get down, Colton. Get down, Colton. How is it? Does it fit? Ignore what just happened back there. That's fine. That's totally fine. How is it? Does it fit? It's a new suit that the Origini Mart section developed. I made a few adjustments and it should fit you now. I'm sure you know how to test out the new drone equipment. Yes. Come here, let me help you put the contacts in. Okay. That'll do it. Stand up and take a look around. Great, you're like a completely different person. And that's silence too. The Rhine Lab style is pretty cool and unique. That's not what I meant to do. Uh-oh. No, back. Go back. Go back. Go back to this. Much better. That was an oopsies. That'll do it. Stand up and take a look around. Great, you're like a completely different person. How are the contacts? I'm not quite used to them yet, but it's nice to go without weight on my nose. I have to say, you look sharper without your glasses. I'm sure your friends will be shocked as soon as they see you. I'd rather surprise them in another way. Such as? Say, my personality. You seize the day and work toward that. Don't underestimate what a little makeover can accomplish. I'll try my best. Besides, the lockdown isn't going to end anytime soon. Soldiers stopped you once and it won't be easy to get around now they've seen you. Get a makeover and upgrade your equipment while you're at it. 2 fowls with 1 stone. Which is just what you could say about or as I like to say, 2 rights with 1 crash, as Tori famously made the joke of in the server read-along all that time ago. Thank you. It doesn't look like anyone's been here the last couple of days. You came to District 13 for a reason. I actually bought this as a vacation home, but with how busy my work has been lately, I haven't had much time to rest. HR director and all. I just located a transmitter from Site 359 near the scene. You here to recover it? What transmitter after the Triton Factory explosion? No, Dorothy wouldn't need a low-level researcher like me if you were already on the case. Ferdinand is out of the picture, but maybe there are other sections who won't transmit their experiments? I saw Saria there. So many Rhine Lab personnel are involved in this. You're asking too many questions in one go, Silence, and unfortunately I can't answer them. You should be well aware of Rhine Lab's organizational structure. The departments under General Affairs are only responsible for providing support to the scientific research sections. Originium Arts, Energy, or whatever. Human resource investigations never interfered in any of their research projects. I've never been a researcher myself, after all. My mentor told me some stories about you in Control. Before joining Rhine Lab, you were the most eccentric and yet the most successful investor in Tri-Mounts. You never attended a single meeting, read a proposal, or listened to a project briefing, but the projects you endorse always miraculously succeeded. There's no need for you to be attached to a company. On the contrary, you said you might have become a tech pioneer to steer the course of the nation. But after Control had one meeting with you, you announced you were joining Rhine Lab the very next day. The business world is always brimming with delicately packaged myths and legends. Also, Silence, I just do insider trading. If you just break a couple laws, it's not that hard to make money. The outside world is full of speculation, but at my age, I don't want Kirsten to promise me anything. I only wanted to stay and watch her patch up a few regrets. Some of her own, and some mine. And while that girl, I'm not sure exactly where she is now. You performed very well at Site 359. You cleaned up after Dorothy and followed the trail all the way here to recover the transmitter. Honestly, that's remarkable, but the Site 359 incident ends here. And whatever follows is already beyond the scope of both your responsibilities and abilities. You're done here.
What if I disagree, Director Jara? I'm playable. You're not. Fuck you.
Well, let's not be rash now. I have no intention of getting in your way.
I don't understand. You won't tell me the truth, so why are you helping me?
Do you remember your first day at work? You're so reserved, but you still managed to talk non-stop for half an hour. I was only responsible for checking your background and qualifications, you know. While I handled that part, I already scored your employment exam with high numbers.
Then why didn't you interrupt me?
Because you're such an earnest woman, Silence. I have a lot of respect for serious scientists, same as Rhine Lab.
Oh. The throat is already starting to struggle. I think another thing is the constant talking, because like I'm streaming by myself, so there's not like any kind of break from talking. I have to talk and I have to project to a certain degree to be engaging. You don't actually really talk the normal way that you just like talk necessarily when you're streaming a lot of the time. You project a bit more. This is biomonster amazing. I think it's a I think it's a whatever it's called. You know the world generation that generates really crazy shit? I think it's that. I think it's that type of amplified. I think it's an amplified biome. Did not say biome, I think it's amplified. You're not the throat goat, Laffy. I've never sucked a diddle stick, I'll tell you what. I couldn't be. No, it's not possible. I simply don't even have any experience to call to. I couldn't be the throat goat. Even if I wanted to be, it just wouldn't be possible. And you know what? That life's not for all of us. It's not for me. Not interested in the homies like that. So tragically, could never become the throat goat either. Very sad. No matter how far Kirsten and the rest go, no matter what Rhine Lab may become, we'll always need young people like you to take over the reins someday. You are Ryan's future. As HR director, my job is to protect our employees as best I can, so I advise you to leave now. But if you have to see it all happen with your own eyes to make your preparations and choices, then I won't hold you back either. That's all.
Then I'll earnestly inform you that I'm going to continue my investigation.
Explosions! Rosmontis! The very moment the impact force reaches you, you instinctively take the feline girl's hand. Evidently, she mistakes you for you being agitated about something. She relaxes her tightly clenched fist, carries you in her arms, and starts running away. She's strong! She's yoinked! At the same time, the fiery Sabra dashes in the other direction, her flames howling.
Leave this to me! Osmontis, you protect the doctor! I'll melt those big metal things with my flames!
Out of the way, Ifrit. I checked, and it is me, Saria. A shadow steps in front of Ifrit. A thick wall of calcium crystals unfolds before her in an instant, blocking the power armor's onslaught. A burst of intense clashing fills the room, leaving a low, lingering hum in the air. Saria! Oh my god! We don't know what's going on. Let it go. Doctor, are you hurt? I'm fine. All the data... Would you quit this power armor? Okay, thank you. All the data's destroyed. The distraction and then immediate retreat. The enemy had a clear objective. There aren't many who know about this hideout. There are even fewer who would stand against us. It was Ryan Lab's mass-produced remote power armors that carried out this attack. Is it someone from Ryan Lab, then? That's not certain. The military has already infiltrated Ryan Lab. No! Oh, fuck, I just realized. Oh, the stand got misbalanced because of how I put it. That's why it fell over a couple more times. That's why it fell over a couple times. It got misbalanced because of the way that it had to rest when I put it right in front of me. Alright. Anyways, you seem to be on the right track. People who wish for us to not go any deeper into this. Or perhaps we've been going the wrong way and someone is trying to get us to continue our investigation. What is certain, at the very least, is that we have hit a critical point somewhere. No matter who they are, the people behind this will pay the price. You're angry, Saria. Don't let anger cloud your judgment. Shut up, bitch. If Kirsten has already solved her energy troubles and cut ties with the military, then we must hurry and find the energy core she's relying on. Shouldn't be too far from the shaft under military control. I already have a few conjectures based on my recent findings. Try to look for it, but I require more information. I need to head back to Ryan. I'll go with you, Saria! Don't be silly, I can't watch you right now. If you're here and you can't leave Trimus for the time being, you should spend this time with the doctor. Don't go anywhere. But the bad guys came to our doorstep looking for trouble. Besides, I helped the doctor. Misbalance, so Mel from League of Legends? True, Mel stand. Mel stand, Mel stand. God, that design is so unfun. I hate Mel. Such an annoying champion. You should... No, you did great. Be extra careful when I'm not around. Take care of the doctor and don't let yourself get hurt. But I wanna! You aren't talking. The room is quiet. I don't really want to talk. Are you bored? Not really. I'm just not used to it. You're really annoying normally. Ifrit's been frowning from the moment they got back to the room, or more accurately from the moment they left Saria. There are several intricate geometric shapes scattered on the table. It's a scale model of cities like Trimount's, given to guests by the hotel for free. Once and Ifrit sit on the opposite corners of the sofa, chatting on and off sporadically. You look at the children, but do not interrupt. You want to try building Trimounts again? It's really tough. It took me so long last time. I've done it twice already. Oh, so fast? I remember. I wrote it down. There are a few really hard steps, and there are a few city blocks packed with buildings. They all look alike, so it's easy to get them mixed up, but I have it written down. Do you always write things down? Yep. I could forget if I don't. What did you write down? Mind telling me? Doctor, Amia, Dr. Kaltzit, Blaze, Weedy, and some people and things farther away. Methamphetamine? A long corridor. I got lost. My brothers aren't much older than me, but I can always count on them. They come to look for me in no time. They pat my head and tell me I have nothing to be afraid of. They have scars that look alike on the back of their heads, too. Like the marks I made to group flowers together last night. Brothers? You don't look so good. Relax. Don't think no more. I'm in a little better shape than you, but not by much. If only we could choose what we remember. Keep remembering the noisy, buzzing machines. The room's all painted white, layer after layer. It's like they built them like that just to mess with me. Just thinking about it pisses me off. But I want to remember what Silence and Saria told me and what they did too. So you're all so sulky because of what just happened? Because Saria? Maybe she's worried you get hurt? Dr. Kaltzit didn't let the doctor go with her to look for the Arc 1 either. Silence won't let me see Saria, and Saria won't let me follow her and help her out. Maybe they're worried I'd muck things up. Maybe they think they didn't protect me well enough. Or maybe they think I'm still a kid who only knows how to throw a fit. I mean, yeah, they have a point, but like, I super hate this feeling. Oh. Oh fuck, I got DM'd. Is it something important? Oh. That's sad. That's rough. If you see this, Dorian, that happens sometimes. You try to be polite and you give it someone a hint that like the answer to something is no, and they're not, and they don't understand, and you don't want to just say, no, I'm not doing this for you, but they just, I'm in there. Oh, nothing, Roger, nothing. I've definitely been in that situation before where like I really just want to tell someone like no, like there's been several times where like like there's been a couple because like when I like started to set up like the like actual little like Arcanite's like D&D campaign that I'm running, not necessarily the one shot. The one shot had some of it, but the bigger, more complete like an actual little campaign that's like a Casimir's tournament. And there were like I was like talking about some because I was like happy, and there were like a ton of people who like asked about like joining, and there's like some people that I was definitely like the answer was like no, definitely, but I kind of said like, oh, you know, maybe. And it's like, yeah, because I like felt bad about just saying no, I'm sorry, even though it's like no, I'm sorry is the better answer there because it's the truth, and like if they respect you, they should respect that. But, like you have like you have a set of people in mind that you're gonna like look to. I don't know. But yeah, definitely. Either way, you know what? You know what? Ruminate on this life lesson, chat. Type about a time that you kind of gave someone that wishy-washy, like, maybe type of answer, like you gave some excuse, and then they were like, oh, then just like do this thing later or something, when you really meant no. Ruminate on that, because I gotta piss again. Again, the drinking is going hard, so ruminate on that, chat. Think about, talk to each other about your lives. Fucking, okay, that time the mic got tipped over because the headphone cord got stuck in it. Yeah. Yeah, Laffy, there's definitely some. Yeah, Rod, yeah. I've definitely seen that type of situation. Yeah, it's just like an I can't, I'm sorry, everything, and then
Yeah, you get the like the guilt trip doesn't work. It hits like the r/nice guys of begging. You know, go in with like the guilt. They go in with the guilt trip, and then they go. "Arr, arr." When that doesn't work, they switch to "You're a whore anyway." Basically, the equivalent of it's the r/nice guys of begging.
I think I get it. You do? Yeah, when I left Rhodes Island, Blaze and Weedy kept trying to talk me out of it. Blaze almost burned the letter. Amia and Dr. Kotze let me go in the end, but I could tell they didn't actually want me to come back to Columbia. They were really worried maybe just like Saria? Adults are all like that. I want to remember the things I've forgotten, even if I'll lose even more. Right to come back. It's the one thing I'm sure of. You have a better memory than I do. That must mean you know what you have to do more than I do. That's exactly what I mean! You and I, the two of us, came back to Columbia to try lots of our own choosing, and we both have things we have to do. Now I feel much better. Osmotus, once this is all over, let's do some touring with the doctor. We'll go and have a nice look around town. What do you think? The sky over Trimonts is usually pretty gloomy. It's really special that it's so clear. I could be your tour guide. Oh, you already built Trimonts twice. You know this place better than I do. Okay. Is Kaltzit back? I'll go get the door. It's you. You're the Tin Man who ate 4 big-ass hot dogs in one go! You're awesome! I'm your biggest fan! Finally made it out of District 13. I still have to thank Director Jar for the new equipment. The drone's rotor is probably made of some kind of high-performance optical material. Its camouflage ability has increased greatly, and their surveillance range has doubled. Now what next? This is my only clue. It doesn't matter where it leads me, as long as it brings me closer to the truth. The transmitter's response has been stronger ever since I approached District 9. If I remember correctly, the park right here should be closed due to some government planning issues. I'm running now. Oh, there he is. Irregular geometric shapes of silver float slowly in the air, accompanied by the buzz of a high-frequency hum. It's another transmitter, but it seems to be slightly different than the one in her hand. And Silence could not make out what the specific differences were. An aged Capernaum in the middle of the room nods slightly, as if he had heard someone call him. The transmitter draws a huge arc in the air as it lands on his shoulder. Long time no see. Long time. Oh. We must do this. Long time no see, Silence. You look well. Silence pulls the excited transmitter back into her own limbs and slowly walks toward the other party. Professor, made it all the way here from Site C59, yes? You're so much braver than you were before.
Minecraft parkour is pretty sweet, Rajak. There's some old maps, like the old epic jump maps. Those are a fun thing if you want to go back to an earlier version. If you're willing to do that, those are some fun old maps.
But I never thought the man I found would be you. I heard you helped Dorothy. Very good. Ferdinand is too hungry for success, and Dorothy is an extremely obstinate woman. Things might not have ended as they did without you. I do not like it when the women have expectations. They should be in the kitchen, yes? I am a flamboyantly gay German boy who hates women. I know you have many questions you want to ask, but first pass me the crystalline unit over there.
That's cool, Laffy. Silence picks up the experimental instrument next to her, walks toward Parvis and puts it down where his fingers pointing. She connects the unit to the operating terminal port, and Parvis is already seated in front of the monitor without even glancing at her. It's a slew of complex equations frantically calculate themselves on the display. Only when Silence stands up does she realize that he had given the order as naturally as she has executed it.
I'm a busy man, but you've done very well to find me here, so I'll tell you whatever you want to know. Are you all using transmitter? Indeed. What exactly is it being used for? The transmitter is extremely sensitive to micro vibrations. It can receive and encode nervous signals, and Dorothy hoped it would replace traditional arts units, becoming a brand new medium that would allow everyone connected to it to be completely equal individuals. And Ferdinand intends to use its superorganism characteristic to manufacture super equipment that can accurately deliver weapons across vast distances. So you know everything that happened at Site 359?
Parvis does not answer. Silence carefully observes her professor's expression. It's not as if you're not trying to avoid it or is bored by the question, but rather is not even worth answering at all.
So if you knew about their research all along, then on whose side are you on? Dorothy's? Ferdinand's? Or Control's? Or is it, as my colleagues in the break room once said, the director of structural is an old goat with a permanent smile on his face, who always chooses whatever is the most convenient for him?
I'm not on any particular side. From 1830. Which the cocaine hit low-income neighborhoods in the 1980s. Damn, true.
Not on any particular side, Silence. I help them because both Ferdinand and Dorsey are hard workers. Useful of ideals and enthusiasm. The same goes for you. Well, whoever I don't support is due to their mediocre capacity as scientists, me included. We are unable to transcend this mediocre and feeble era. What about you? What do you intend to do with the transmitter? That's enough, Silence. It's that I am unwilling to answer you. But this question exceeds your level of understanding. It's not that I'm unwilling. There should be a not there. I have much to do, and the lack of luxury of time to tell you everything from the very beginning. So you may stay. You are one of my best students, after all. Soon we shall have the most ideal environment for our experiment, one that meets all our material requirements and catalytic conditions. So now we must prepare ourselves for it. It will be the most disruptive experiment in history, and you will bear witness to the birth of true greatness. It is neither short-sighted nor feeble. It will transcend every limit there is, and save us all from the mediocre progress. This is the real and rightful promise of science itself. The pioneers at Site 359, the workers at the Triton factory. Professor, your research has hurt many innocent people. Will it harm even more? This is science, Silence. As scientists, we need only consider one thing and one thing alone, and that is how to accomplish it. That alone is more than enough to exhaust us.
Parvis is speaking very calmly. More precisely, he even sounds a little distracted. The equation on the screen seems to have to do with the transmitter. Parvis never turns to look at Silence. His eyes are fixated only on the equation. Silence can tell very clearly what it is that she's feeling right this moment. Anger. She clenches her fist. I see. No wonder I couldn't get in touch with sorry old Coltsett. Doctor, I can task you with this matter all the same. I heard about what happened from Coltsett. It's been a long time when we last met. Speaking of, are you afraid of me because of the way I look? You've been staring for a bit. Do you get arthritis? Do you put WD-40 on your joints? You've changed, Doctor. Back on topic, though. We don't have much time, and given your condition, there's not much catching up to do. The Mailana Foundation wishes for Rose Island to help us stop the military from assassinating the Vice President. Doctor, you don't seem surprised. We just got this piece of intel ourselves. Tomorrow Jackson will visit Ryan Lab, and that's when Blake will make his move. No doubt Coltsett has already gone over the Horizon Arc project with you, so I won't touch on that. Now, Rhodes Island should be on the same side as the Mailanda Foundation for this. It's a promise that Coltsett made to me, and it also is the prerequisite for your entry into Tri-Mounts. Since the Mailanda Foundation has stopped the military's absurd act of treason, you can see this as an order, Doctor. You aren't here to find the Vice President some bodyguards, are you? The silence of Parvis is voice acting? Yeah. Kaiden, when we do the read-alongs, I read all of them. What, are you gonna be a voice actor? I am. Yeah. Kaiden, that is currently my job. Well, years of training and, work. Years of training, work, and all of the other stuff, like cold emailing, and making a website, and getting stuff produced. That's not as fun, but you gotta do, because it's necessary. I'm getting asked a question about the campaign out there. I was mentioning earlier. Okay, I gotta. This is like a call. I gotta fucking take this. I gotta respond to one of my players. Sancta Arsene is like, yeah. Sancta Arsene is like definitely like holy to some regard, right? Everyone was and will be thoughts at the beginning and end of everything. Yeah. The Sancta are considered to be like somewhat holy, right? I mean, they are like kind of the representatives of the Lotaran, which is like the Lotaran faith is the biggest faith in general in Terra. Okay, that answers the question. Anyways, back to reading. Enough of me typing a Dio. Back to reading. I was still as calm and sharp as ever. That matches the impression I had of you. Right. The Maylana Foundation is already allocating our resources to ensure Vice President Jackson's safety, but that alone will not stop the military's plan. One of the events after the press conference includes a visit to Rhine Lab. His entire trip that day will be broadcast live. If his assassins and our agents come to blows before the public, doesn't matter if the assassination itself succeeds or not, Lake will still have a reason to declare martial law and take over Trimounts, just like District 13 right now. Now, the Iron Norm Maylander likes when the enemy has all their eggs in one basket, because there's always an omen of the collapse to come. You're just gonna leave this to me? Just like that? This is an official request that Maylander's making to Rhodes Island. You are the doctor of Rhodes Island. If Calcic continues to have faith in you, I have no reason to doubt your abilities. Time's a wasting, Doctor. I hope you will cooperate with us well. You can also just say it's the case, secondly, it's our version of Terra. True. That is kind of heat that you can just get to choose that. Choose little things that are different from the base one if you want. Too bad Mechanist just left Trimounts. Doctor, let me and Rosmondas catch the hitman who's after the vice president. Cott's still looking for the entrance to that Arco 1 thing, and Sari has gone back to Rhineland to look for data. Doctor, we have to get on this right now. Are you still treating me like a kid, just like Sari in Silence? Doctor, you brought me on so many successful missions now. In 2 more years, I'll get to apply to become an elite operator. Oh, and Rosmondas is already elite. Anyway, if you're gonna lock me in that hotel room, I'm just wondering what kind of mission I should assign you, Operator Ifrit. Yeah. Like, I think overall the interpretation of Sancta in Terra at large is somewhat holy. The Lotaran faith is present in other places, you know, in Iberia. And I think Arquetto's from somewhere outside of that's not in our Iberia or Lotarano as well, and she's also a cleric of the Lotaran faith. She might be from Lotarano though. She could be from I don't remember where the fuck she's from. Arquetto's from Lotarano, I think. Okay. You know, there's certainly some holiness to them. They're certainly seen as somewhat holy to some regard, to the faithful at least. And I mean, you know, people use stuff like angels as like symbols of like faithful even for their like, you know, their Japanese games, and there's not exactly that many like Japanese Christian people. So, like it is just kind of a pop culture thing. So I think it probably would work for what Dio's character we want him to be. The new skins from her appearing in the event which takes place in Lotarano. Okay. Hey, watch where you're going! You're gonna get hit by a car spacing out like that!
Let me leave you with a little advice, Researcher Silence. You may think helping Anthony is the right thing to do, but that couldn't be further from the truth. It's silly to think that Simon Coe was just a victim in their fight with Hydebro. They were fighting because they were hellbent on bringing down the other side. It's just that old Smith didn't play the game as well as his opponent. In other words, if Smith managed to make his move before Hydebro, it would have been the Hydes hunkering down at Bunker Hill right now instead of his family. From that point of view, is Anthony really just a victim? But what do you think, Anthony?
I can't deny it. That's facts, bro. That's facts, let me tell you.
But there are no ifs in this world, I know that. I'm telling you all this because I want you to understand something. If you actually want to do the right thing, you need to first be able to tell what's actually right. You also need to understand that the point of doing the right thing doesn't necessarily mean you don't have a price to pay. It's not just energy and originium, Art. I can't tell you where this trail will lead and how many people it will end up dragging into the mess. But you will no doubt come to see a side of Rhine Lab that you've never known. Be the Diabolic Crisis or Site 359, you know that Rhine Lab is nowhere near as wonderful as the recruitment videos make it seem. And then it may still disgust you. If it comes down to it, You may use my permissions as the director of the Originium Art Section. If you use my permissions to do anything else, I will turn a blind eye to that too. Director Franks, I won't. But Silence, remember this. Your mission is to recover the batch of transmitters lost at Site 359 and nothing else. If you run into any obstacles too difficult to overcome, you're free to give up anytime you want. There's some things that until you find your own answers, you have no power to fight. I showed up. This is the last time I'm gonna be here. Even though I could have been here more. And I'm awesome, and I'm the best character HG has ever written.
It's okay, Dorothy. You should have been there more. But there's two Roingus scenes. It's the one in the beginning, and it's this one. Which, if you'd watched my Lonetrail poorly summarized and not read Lonetrail itself, you wouldn't think, because I put Dorothy in at a bunch of sections.
This is science, Silence. As scientists, we only consider advancing and advancing alone, and that is how to accomplish it. That alone is more than enough to exhaust us. You're a lot more composed now, but your eyes are the same as back during Hayden Fun. Angry over that sick child, criticizing me for those minor issues of the child screaming and being like, it burns, it hurts, these minor issues during the procedures, and even blaming science itself. But as I have so often told you many times in the past, only science can change what it needs to be changed. It can advance an entire age, but its progress lies in the hands of a limited few. This is a natural paradox, Silence, and a paradox simply implies a cost. I've already given you the clues that you've been wanting, but Silence, what can you do? You don't even know where to start your inquiries.
After leaving Parvis's lab, Silence spends the next half hour walking aimlessly along the streets of District 9. She's followed the transmitter all the way here, but what should she be doing now? What could she even do? Stop her own mentor? Find control and beg for the truth from her? He was right. How could she stop anyone if she doesn't even know where to begin? He's angry, but anger itself has no meaning whatsoever. Holy shit! Hey, you leave it out of the way! Okay, this St. Lucas or normality is not good. W alter users, you. If your W alter is not level 1, L. At a perfectly regular intersection in Toronto District 9, a driver anxiously confirms the current time. He needs to get to his destination within the next 10 minutes to block off a difficult client in time and allow the other party to sign the contract. But the next second, he feels as if he's suddenly on a roller coaster ride, as if invisible slopes had formed within the air. His car climbs, turns and accelerates, and turns into a cannonball. What? Water. Drops of water suddenly appear and chain the car's wheels to a halt. And the out-of-control vehicle seems to almost graze Silence as it slides past her, scorching the tarmac with a trill sound. Half the road is completely drenched, as if it only just ranged. Are you okay? Sorry, I have no idea what just happened. And thus, they just walk away.
Silence, Trimus has a ton of cars on the road. You get run over if you keep spacing out like that. Director Millsy is just now. I'm just passing by. No need to thank me. By the way, when'd you piss off that psycho? Knowing what she's capable of, she might have been more direct and messed with the air. Looks like it was just a prank she pulled while she was fucking, at it. What are you talking about? Never mind. Nothing that crazy woman does surprise me anymore. Silence, when did you change to this new uniform? The material looks great and it fits you perfectly. You are flying the sleigh and giving jets directly into the Cuntagon. Maybe even the World Sleigh Centers. You look like a completely different person. I almost couldn't tell it was you. Speaking of which, I didn't recognize Ivy either. She got new threads and she's so much taller now. Efrint, what is Efrint doing in Trimouts? She's with Rhode Island's doctor. The doctor is here too? Huh? I thought you two were here together. This surprised expression is very vivid, to the point that Silence immediately realizes what she is here for. There's no doubt that Millsy is doing this out of kindness. The games that the higher-ups are playing are too dangerous, and she's trying to get this lowly researcher to stay away from Ryan Lab while this is going on. Hayden 1 Laboratory, Site 359, Triton Factory. Parvis, Dorothy, Jara, Millsy's. She stumbled her way to this point. How many obstacles will she have to face?
All of a sudden, Silence is struck with a sense of helplessness that she's never felt before.
Where are Ifrit and the doctor? I was only going to have you make some trouble for Blake. Never did I expect you to follow the trail to the old coat. The elf saved you, but where will she take you now? Oh well, just a little birdie. No need to worry about her. She's not playable. Oh wait, fuck. All right, wait. Let me real quick check something. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Okay, chat. We should try to get through the CWST2 if we can, or I give you guys a signed reading again. I might have to give you guys a signed reading for CWST3 because the throat is not in a good spot right now. I was struggling to I was struggling to sleep last night, so I ended up waking up later. And I prepped everything and didn't really get any time to warm up the throat at all, so... You know, we might have to give you guys more signed reading, chat. There might have to be a signed reading, and if you don't do your signed reading, then you're like, I don't know, a bitch-ass motherfucker. Hurry! Hurry! All the headlines will be the Vice President's visit to Rhine tomorrow. The editor-in-chief will have our heads if we don't get a good photo. And I can't find my press pass. What? You can't go in without it. Go find a good spot. I'll look for it. So many people. I couldn't even get to the cafe downstairs for breakfast. Public visit by the Vice President broadcasted live. Every newspaper's here. It's a wonder they didn't completely block the roads. Ordinary citizens? You see it, Rosmontus? What? First the factory, then Rhine Lab? Tremus likes to block off a place when something happens. Rhine Lab is different from the factory, isn't it? They blocked off some of the key roads leading in. Probably out of security concerns for the combat. Which causes the other streets to fill up. Do you think people wouldn't see if they blocked it off? That's dumb. Doctor, what are you looking at? Will it rain today? Sunny all day long. The hotel TV had the weather report on when you were leaving. Guess you didn't see it. Anyway, it's not the rainy season yet. Another sunny day. The urban planning of Tyre Tremlets is intricate. The gas between the staggered skyscrapers allows sunlight to pass through, for the sun to paint each street with warm light evenly in these early days of winter. You look up to see a dark cloud in the distance, floating nonchalantly in the sky. The wind is blowing toward the cloud. It looks to be moving away from the city, but it never disappears. You also see the busy street. Parked cars, a flash of light up high in the distance, as well as disguised passerby. You keep a poker face while urging the two girls on. Did you find something, Doctor? Let's go. Woolsey is waiting. Don't worry, Doctor. We'll protect you. Don't forget today's mission. I know. He said it a dozen times before we left. I promised to listen to you, and I keep my promises. I think we're there. Doctor, we meet again. As usual, I'm the one waiting. I'm not late. I'm a minute early. Oh, well, I got here before you. Got myself ready as soon as your message came in. This is your company, after all. This is what you asked for. Heavy is the crown. Plans for the Rhine Lab building and visitors passes for you and your young assistants. I called in a few favors to get you clearance to most of the building and data today only. There are lots of hidden spaces in the building, both above and below ground. My tip is to have someone focus on the underground. What about you? I have to accompany Mr. Vice President on his Rhine tour, of course. Preston's not here, and we're missing a few section heads. Can't have anyone else, calling out. I'll give you a big personal thank you when we're all done. It's always clones. I read your resignation letter, B, but why so sudden?
All right. By the way, chat. Also, this is a little bit tragic. I am going to go get a refill on liquid. You're gonna have to give me a moment. This time it's not for pissing. This time it's for refilling the liquid. Yeah. Also, I think this one has one of my favorite scenes in the early event, like this section here. Once Justin comes in and him and Jara talk. So. Everybody just wait. Everybody just be patient. Oh, God, no! The mic got tangled up with the damn headphone cord, and it knocked Roingus off my desk. No. God damn it. Gotta set him back up. Go on, Roingus. Sit down. There you go. Alright.
Now I can go get something to drink. I'll be back in a second. All right. There we go. I was also getting a little hungry, so I thought, man, it's like a little snack that I can just get a little of. Got some Irish cream Oreos. They're kind of mid, not gonna lie. All right. Oh, there we go. Yeah. Like, I think this is definitely, Laugh, you're saying not like fully interested. I think honestly that's because when you know what happens in events, these sections become less interesting the second time. Although I personally am kind of enjoying some of it because there's like aspects of what from Parvis to other characters say. There's aspects that foreshadow things and everything. There's like some cool aspects to find. Where's Oreo flavor? There's some very like interesting Oreo flavors that you can find. There was a Coca-Cola collab one. That one was interesting. Yeah, like there you go, chat. See, Irish cream Oreos. So there you go. If you're interested at all in that Irish cream Oreos. Wow. Yeah, but this part's definitely like it's not necessarily super action heavy. We're getting there with like the pieces are set up for like they're gonna try to assassinate the damn vice president. All the stuff in like. Yeah, like. There is a lot of Lonetrail that's very like start
be kind of dependent. Oh god, I'm fucking. I'm answering another question from Dio. I gotta answer this damn question and then get back to reading. We got chapters to finish. We gotta talk about Bieber. What, I missed something about Oreos? Yeah, Irish cream Oreos. They're kind of okay. Okay, there we go. Okay. Now we're all set. Yeah, real Irish cream. I mean, there's something. I would hope there's at least some in the cream that's in the middle. I hope some is in the little frosting. All right. Okay. All right. I'm sorry. I'm sorry, Director Saria. I discovered something yesterday. My single Baby O has been #1 trending. That was years ago. I just found out, like, I have a ton of money. Go on. Energy's wing has 38 ceiling lamps and 21 vents. The carpet beneath our feet looks the same at first glance, but a closer look reveals that there are actually 3 versions, subtly different in pattern and fringes. I didn't know you were planning to go into interior design, Bieber. You would have done the same if all the projects you're involved in are up in the air and the only work you have to do each day is to reread the report that you wrote the day before. I understand it's hard work keeping us calm while pretending that everything is business as usual. Tell Dio we miss his evil laugh. I'll tell him. Yeah, whatever you meant by that, Ra, I told him, so I'll let him know. Let him know. We let him know. I could live with hard work, Director. The labs have always been relatively independent of one another, and research is modular. Everybody goes about their own business. And even if something happens with Site 359, even if Ferdinand quits unexpectedly, at the lower levels, people don't know much and believe this is no different from any number of research accidents that have happened before. Kind that every tech company deals with every now and then. But I know this one is different. Control has virtually vanished without a trace, and Ferdinand suddenly resigned. Every day is like sitting on a fire. There's been no formal change of leadership and energy, no one to tell me what happened or what I should do. Now the vice president is touring Rhine. It makes my stomach seize up when I walk in the lab and see the excitement in everybody's eyes. So you've talked to Vovod Kaczynski's headhunter? Sonia, right? Yes. I'm not reprimanding you, Bieber. Your position at Rhine Lab allows you to see more than the average employee, but not the full picture. It's normal to feel anxious. He just sent me, like, the Death Note light evil laugh in response to that statement. The responsibility falls on me. I should keep things calm in energy section, but neglected your own emotional needs. It's not your fault, just weakness on my part. Why do you think the vice president is making this sudden visit? I don't know, but we'll find out that the press conference that he held a few days ago has to do with us. Really? That's all I can tell you for now. How about this? Take 1 month off, paid leave. Maybe it'll be enough for you to clear your head and return to your post. If you still insist on resigning after that, I won't stop you. Rhine Lab grew from a single lab to 10 sections, running more than 100 large-scale projects simultaneously. It has seen bigger storms, and it has survived them all. Just to give it a little thought. Sorry for the trouble, Sonia. The staff needs to wait a vent at times like this. Bieber should be the last one. If he's okay, the energy section's okay for now. Yeah, catch you for lunch or dinner one of these days. Give Tin Man my thanks. Come in.
How many times does that make this week? Not your problem. Just don't send them into business if you're resigning them. I don't need flighty idiots like that. They're cornerstones of this company, Justin, just as you are. I may be old, but I'm not senile enough to assign a PhD in energy mechanics to be one of your salesmen. The vice president is almost here. I doubt you have the time to fool around in my office. Just giving you a heads up. I'm seeing a few new investors today, and I have a number of important remote meetings to attend. It's 2020. He's in his Zoom meetings. Fuck. Since the vice president is here to inspect research, I'll excuse myself. None of the phones in business stopped ringing the day the vice president announced his visit to Rhine. I had to get someone to add 2 dedicated hotlines. It's a clear signal. The world of Trimaltian finance. No, not just Trimal. It's not just finance. Every Colombian who has even a passing interest in investing has their eyes on us. That Bieber's on his stock options, doesn't he? I say you just accept his resignation, then hire him back at a lower salary when the company's stock soars and he begs for it. Rhine Lab is not a stock market toy, Justin. Now that is hurtful. Mayor Benjamin, Councilman Chris, Deputy Fuel, Commander Colette, even the Chief Justice. That's just a few of the people I'm talking to today. Could Kristen have kept playing her hide-and-seek game with Blake if I hadn't continued to sweet-talk all these friends? You utilized a lot of resources. Just doing my job. And one correction. I'm not a cornerstone of Rhine Lab. Cornerstone exists for other people to build upon. I don't have the same loyalty to Kristen as you do. I chose her in Rhine. I helped her because I wanted to take control of my own fate, of everyone's fates. This isn't a game. I like this part of this little bit of dialogue, this little bit of characterization for Justin. I think is nice, especially along with like the Freak Lab thing and stuff. It shows that he very much doesn't necessarily feel like he belongs at like Rhine Lab and everything. And I think that just in a couple subtle in a couple subtle lines, they did a really good job with that characterization. I think it's kind of cool how kind of quickly and simply they were able to do that. Oh, sunglasses, Sprite of Jara? No, Rajek. Jara permanently wears sunglasses indoors. News from mainland. Yes, sir. They have personnel deployed around the area to ensure your safety. Good. How much farther? 2 more blocks in the Rhine Lab headquarters. Sounds canceling today's tour is always an option, sir, if you're concerned. If the mainland Foundation can't be trusted, then canceling the tour won't be enough to protect me. I can't very well skip class to see the mining platforms chase the sun because I'm scared of exams like I did when I was young. That's when I'm the vice president of the Columbia Union. You should get some rest while you can, sir. I doubt there will be many more chances today. Remember how I described Trimonts at yesterday's banquet? The future of Columbia. Reg, you love this youthful city just as you love this youthful nation. Now, as a matter of fact, I don't like this place. I'm a boomer. There are no burden beasts, no clouds kicked up by the hooves, no duels for some dumb reason, no pioneering spirit. Only white-collar workers and their coffee, high-rise buildings that split the sky, and air so clean it makes your stomach squirm. I remember my days in now that was some spicy air. Now that was delicious air, I'll tell you what. When I went to study there. I believe that the Trimontian circulated employees. Don't pavard, I'll be hearing far too many explanations like that over the next few hours. You don't like dealing with scientists? I wouldn't go that far. They're simple. They can go on and on about their products, blueprints, or ideals. Sometimes outlandish, sometimes crazy. Mostly incomprehensible. All you do is smile and nod and shake their hands when they're done, giving them a few words of encouragement. Much simpler than dealing with the old folks of the special district. You represent the state. The people like to see Columbia support science. It's good for your image and your odds of the next election.
Can't blame him. People. We are stuck here.
He is stuck at the science show. Vice President of Columbia's biggest political event, but I'm thinking that perhaps I shouldn't spend too much time and effort on it. You've achieved a lot in the past several years. The polls indicate you enjoy a high level of support. Representatives who support you have also been in contact with that influential Volpo director of Rhine Lab. It's not easy to gain the support of big tech. You have a head start. No, I meant in comparison with Mark Max, the president ever guiding Colombia toward a promised future. There he is, my goat, right there. Him with his big zipper. All that national attention surrounding the vice president's elections just adds to the embarrassment.
What's the screen showing? Cargo passageway behind Ryan Lab. A little to the left. Zoom in. Good. Now there shouldn't be any dead zones. The soldier is nervous as he operates the equipment. The colonel has been standing behind him for some time now, his brow furrowed. 5 blocks around Ryan Lab headquarters have all been placed under surveillance. Many figures are moving on the screens. Key areas have been blocked off, but there continues to be a considerable crowd nearby.
Laffy, what are you even typing?
You're confusing me.
You've used skibbity in a way that confuses and vexes me. That's difficult to do. I'm normally a big supporter of skibbity. I'm a day one skibbity supporter, but this confuses me. I don't get what you're doing here.
Here's a moving on the screens. Key areas have been blocked off. Right here's crowding by. Of course, the crowd also provides good cover for their operations. The soldiers scan each monitor, not daring to even blink. Alright, what's the situation on the ground? All undercover and support units are in position. Good. Now where's Ferdinand? He's on the phone. The phone? Yes, should I summon him? Never mind, no need to tell him. What about the colleagues in the defense section that he talked about? We've taken over. Alright, good. Shadow flashes across the display on the bottom left, before appearing on the other screens. Is the Columbia displayed on top of a car? Several black vehicles maintain equal separation with it, both in front and behind it with machine-like discipline. Alright, begin. The Vice President's convoy is in sight. Begin. Have a nice tour, Jackson.
I'm gonna give you the business. Oh, Laffy, the meme where it's like, the meme where it's like the goat is on the pole and the guy said, "No, Fortnite porn, get down from there." Yeah, okay.
Yeah, I see what you were doing. I see what you were doing.
Mr. President, Deborah will put it this way, the fact that we went to White Web. If you visit the White Web, it does happen to dispel the evacuation.
Excuse me.
They will not say the walkdown. They do auto with the accent. And how long will the walkdown remain in effect? Will you be meeting with control, right?
Excuse me, Mr. President. I'm just getting on the tri-mouse. Patience, please. There will be a press conference after the Vice President's concluded his tour. We have set aside a space to accommodate members of the press. Please follow me and refrain from disturbing our staff members during their work.
There's no one else? Damn!
Alright, shut him up. Nah! Look at that. Hiding weapons and recording equipment. Search him and make sure he doesn't have anything else on him. There's a discrepancy in the documents. Find a way to check the credentials of all the reporters in the press area. Be discreet. I got this one. No commotion. Lost contact with A1. A2, A3? Have all our locations been compromised? HQ, need immediate instruction on whether to continue operation. Gug! Ow! That's the 9th one. If you're used to dealing with terrorists, you know a thing or two about planning a terror attack. Alright, report. All potential vantage points within sniping range of Ryan Lab have been secured. We've nurtured and neutralized 9 snipers and 11 disguised assassins. Continue to monitor the area around Ryan Lab. Roads and vehicles, pedestrians, leave no stone unturned. Roger. The Vice President has entered the Ryan building. It'd be difficult for us to deploy directly inside the building. Do you intend to be on scene personally? No. I got a message from a colleague. There's somewhere else that I need to be. Share intel with Dr. at nickname of Rhode Island. That's what he goes by nowadays. Dr. Jerboa Fucker of Rhode Island. Follow any orders issued by the doctor. Acknowledged. Is that like a family name? I believe so, yes.
This one makes 7.
Are you okay, Rosmontis?
Just mass produce power armor, Doctor. Don't worry, it won't take much effort. The serial numbers match the ones that the defense section lost, but 5 are still unaccounted for. Should we keep looking? Need to eliminate them before they leave the secret passage, right? They'll cause chaos if they get out, even if they can't get to the Vice President. Good work, Rosmontis. How did you think of using the access permissions granted by Milsius to check the defense section's equipment log? Just going down the list of possible options. Didn't expect to strike gold on the first try. I see. Something feels off. These mechs seem cautious in their movements. It doesn't seem so much like an assassination attempt as... Movement, Doctor. Power armor? No. Who could be at a secret passage at this hour?
Hold it, Rosmontis. Hey, Saria, what's up? How you doing, girly?
Victor Nation, Saria Nation, how are we feeling? Doctor, Operator Rosmontis, what are you doing here? I see. Sorry, Doctor, I've been maintaining radio silence because I had infiltrated Rhine to retrieve data for Kultzit. As for Kultzit's whereabouts, I have no idea either. The remaining power armor? I destroyed 5 before running into you and the Doctor. That makes a total of 12, which matches the number that the defense section lost. And so, I went to find someone. I'm guessing the feeling of being dragged out of a suit of power armor is not something you want to experience again, Reggie? What orders did Ferdinand give you?
He only wanted to borrow a few suits of power armor.
Ferdinand can't be trusted.
What about you? How do I trust someone who repeatedly ignores the rules that she set up at Rhine whenever she wants, who abandoned all responsibilities? He took over defense when you left. He paid our wages for the past few years. He remembers our names, our hobbies, even gives us gifts every once in a while. Ferdinand may be an asshole, but I have to say, Director Saria, that asshole paid our bills.
The Vice President is still inside Rhine. You know the consequences if something happens. We must check everything that Ferdinand may have touched. Just the 10 suits of power armor. You have my word. 10? I destroyed 7. Sorry, I destroyed 5. That's impossible. Ferdinand only borrowed 10. I watched him enter the commands myself. What kind of man is Ferdinand Saria? Proud, arrogant, thinks himself better than everyone else? If there's one thing that sets him above other people, it's that he actually puts his boast into action. Unless I'm mistaken, I don't think those 10 mechs are for assassinating the Vice President. What?
Nah, Ferdinand doesn't want the Vice President assassinated at Rhine Lab. This is interesting because this comes as kind of a like revelation to like the Doctor, but like I remember reading it the first time and it's not a revelation to you if you remember Dorothy's vision. I didn't remember Dorothy's vision that well at the time, so it was like a revelation to me, but I remember like reading Dorothy's vision. He does care a lot about Rhine Lab and he doesn't want it destroyed. And he literally, even earlier this event, talks about like Curtin doesn't have the right to destroy it. Like, so this is not really that big of a revelation when you realize that no, he doesn't really want that to happen. That would undoubtedly do a lot. I feel like I'm a kid in the classroom having a science lesson for the first time. It's no hyperbole at all to say that science is the future of Columbia. I regret not being able to stay longer and hear about your other projects.
You're always welcome at Rhine Lab, Mr. Jackson.
Thank you, Director Shara. I hope my visit didn't cause too much the inconvenience. That's the word.
Kind of you to say so. It was a pleasure to be your tour guide today.
Having the famous Marion Blake as a tour guide alone makes this trip to Tri-Mounts worthwhile. Between the two of us, I'm a pretty big fan of yours. I have an autographed poster for a debut film on the office wall.
Really?
A present from my wife when I was elected. I was like, damn, if only you were as bad a bitch as she was. That's what I told her. Yeah. True, Jack. It's kind of interesting that there is no sorry altar. Kind of make note to follow up on a special district government about Rhine Lab's application for a new research facility. Will do, sir. I guess that'll be it for today, Miss Jara.
I wish you a pleasant stay at Tri-Mounts.
Thank you. May the sun shine on the next day as it has today.
Come on, match the photo button. Mr. Vice President, what do you think about your trip to Rhine today?
Ask your questions in order, please. We have 10 minutes. There's no rush.
You heard me right.
I'm clapping. Vice President visit bolsters Rhine Lab's claim as industry leader. The headlines write themselves. The tour concluded without incident. The Vice President will leave Rhine Lab in 10 minutes. Doctor! I got the map you sent, Doctor. So there's a secret passage that leads right to the underground structure, but it's not in the plans that Willie's gave you? Leave it to me. I've been sitting here twiddling my thumbs while you and Rosmontis have fun with all the power armor up there. Didn't even see a shadow. Sorry is coming for me? Then I have to go to the underground structure too. The Vice President's leaving in a few minutes, right? We can't take any risks. You're moving out.
Dorothy's kit is already perfect. But what if there was a Dorothy that could buff the Dorothy? What if there was a second Dorothy that could buff base Dorothy? Make it even more perfect Dorothy. No, that would get crazy.
Ifrit moving out, Doctor. I'm back. How are things holding up there? Not sure. I didn't quite make it up to the surface, but there was no commotion. I'm guessing the attack failed. What about us? We activated the jammers and we aren't any supporting unit. I don't think anyone's coming here. Ferdinand's route was very well concealed. Scare out the plane. It's almost time. The explosives? Set up while you were scouting. 2 tubes of advanced plastic explosives. I'll have to breach the containment structure. You know, I thought Ferdinand wanted to come back to Rhine Lab, but this is the liquefied originium pipeline he used by his energy section. The Colonel says he's stuck in the same boat as us. He has no choice. Don't see the point of blowing this up now, though. The President should have left Rhine Lab by now. What good will blowing up the originium pipes in the underground structure do? The Colonel has his plans. All we need to do is follow orders. Who goes there? A kid? Looks like the Doctor's intel was good. Hey, I don't know why you're hiding here, but I think you ought to surrender now. Do you not see that I have a unique portrait and you two don't?
Well, nor are they, only nor are they. Dorothy the Redeemed Division will happen at some point. It must. Invisible enemies' fault, they are the imperfect ones. Very true. The invisible enemy. The invisible enemy is one of Hypergriff's worst ever decisions. They are so impure, so flawed, deeply.
We lost contact with all units? Yes, sir. Sudden comms failure. Vice President and his retinue, the press, no sign that anything is amiss. The guys were neutralized before they could move. Reports indicate that our operations within Rhine are also being disrupted by the sudden appearance of some power armor. We're also losing signal from the cameras on the streets. We're losing control of the scene, sir. So our best laid plans are like a sieve to the intelligence network of the mainland Foundation. Not surprising they're able to respond given how hastily this assassination plan was hatched. Should we pull out, sir? They're bound to trace the trail back here sooner or later. No hurry. Mr. Vice President said he would like to have a nice chat with top researchers. I intend to oblige him. Situation at C1 and C2. Still in position. Signal stable. Activate the remote control in the top right of the panel, Riker. Yes, sir. The remote control Blake referred to as a mundane mechanical button, fitted with an old-fashioned safety lock. The soldier enters a password and the button pops open, revealing the red button. What is in this, sir? Remote control for the explosives will blow up the containment around the liquefied originium pipes. Look at that, look at the screen. According to the route that Ferdinand provided, the energy section has several liquefied originium pipelines run through the west wing of Rhine Lab. Rhine Lab engineering does a thorough job. In addition to standard safety measures, there are also underground containment structures that prevent chain reactions to the inevitable leak. The original plan was to cause a leak with an explosion, creating a chance for operatives on the ground to approach Jackson. By chance, however, Jackson's convoy will cross over one of those pipelines on the way back. Your Rhine Lab staff are the defense section of a lot of bad-tempered people. I'm surprised they'd hire a kid so young. I told you to surrender. I didn't say you could talk. I'll try to stop short of turning you to ashes. Doctor, I'm sorry I don't want to question you after all. Oh, is that a flamethrower? Stop! There are liquefied originium pipes all around us. So that's what's going on. Uh-oh. Flame Red Silver Girl makes her decision in a split second. She re-engages the flamethrower safety lock and swings it hard into one on the left. And she charges toward the other one on the right and catches the side of his face with her fist. In the time it takes for a flame to flicker, it fits back at her 2 feet again, dusting up her palms. Ugh, I think my nose is broken. Run, kid. What? What's that sound? Damn, he started the countdown. Less than 1 minute left. Oh, fuck.
It exists for people to spend money on Silver Ash in the old times. True. The inferior invisible girl. Dude, there was like, I remember like, cause I love using Dorothy. I always try to use Dorothy in like every stage, like a lot. And it was annoying in the Lapland Ultra event because you have like all the fuckers with invis until you get the thing. So like for most of the time, the Dorothy mines just can't hit them. And like, And I was like annoyed by it. There was someone on my server who was someone on my Discord was being all like, I don't see why like invisibility like would affect Trapmasters more when there's only like 7 operators that can see invisibility. And it's like, if you can't comprehend why the entire like purpose of the kit not working would affect them more than operators who just have to wait a little longer for it to work, if you don't understand why that affects them more, it's 2 things. You're either baiting or you're a dumbass. And knowing that that dude's decent at the game, I'm like, that's bait. And I just didn't interact with it. I just didn't say anything back. I just ignored it and moved on to something else. Cause like, that has to be bait. That's gotta be bait. Like, there's no way you don't understand why it would be far more annoying. Can C1 and C2 make it back? Their contributions will be remembered, as well as all others who give their lives this day. But Colonel, it's an entire convoy, 5 cars, a dozen people in the retinue, possibly even Ryan's staff members and reporters and other passerby. You have your orders, Riker. But I'll hit the switch myself. That's my job. Your job is to report as soon as you get a signal from C1 and C2. I won't defend myself if I stand trial for this someday, so I'm not going to waste my time explaining myself to my soldiers now. Yes, sir. We have the signal. The Vice President's convoy is reaching the target area on the west side of Rhine Lab. Colonel! Blake places his hand on the cold mechanical button. The chill runs up his finger and he pauses for a couple seconds. The soldier glances at his superior officer, whose brow is furrowed behind his sunglasses. The soldier realizes that his commander is even more anxious than he is. Damn it, all to hell. Blake pressed the button. There was no sound, only an explosion on some of the screens. The tiny screen, the collapsing streets were like foam boards underneath bubbling flames. I just realized I was continuing the accent through that. The collapsing streets were like foam boards underneath bubbling flame. The screen goes black, the camera destroyed by flying debris. There is no sound, but Blake and the soldiers could hear the deafening boom in their heads. The surface should be closed, but I can't see the path of these stone slabs in the way. Hey, are you okay? A chain explosion! Ifrit! Ifrit! He hears a familiar voice echo through the falling rubble. The echoes of the explosion and the falling rubble. Sorry, I'm here. I hear you. Hang in there. I have a lock. You can hear Saria's voice shaking. Something touches her fingertips in the darkness. Calcium crystals? Saria's originium hearts. Like a stream of water, the crystals fill the gaps in the rubble, then expand, releasing a sickening crack. Saria has found an opening in the collapsed structure. Hand reaches down from atop. Ifrit grabs it and feels it pull her up. But the calcium tunnel shatters behind her. Don't move. I'm fine. It's a little dusty. Your face. Were you crying? I wasn't crying. I was just a little anxious. That's all. Just bleeding from my eyes. All right. Your hands are dusty too, Saria. You're making my face even dirtier. Oh, sorry. And these two? They were the ones who planted the bomb that blew up the liquefied originium pipeline, so I brought them out. But I couldn't stop the explosion. You did well. You really did. What is it, Ifrit? Silence, what are you doing here? Silence.
Why are you here?
Silence. Oh.
Mr. President, Mr. Bavard, it's safe to go now. Convoy? Just a couple of mechs blown up. No need to worry. This car's been modified by the engineering section. It may not look like much, but you can trust it. I hope you brought your driver's license, Mr. Bavard. We'll take a special passage on the east side. We've planned a new route for you. The rest of your retinue will turn in small groups once the dust has settled. Was the explosion expected? No, we wouldn't have allowed an explosion of this size to occur if we knew about it in advance, but Rhinelab and the Mainlander Foundation's work isn't done until you're back safely at your residence. The enemy has more than one plan, and we have more than one contingency. Very good. I just don't want to see another Triton in the headlines tomorrow. There's no need to worry. We already have a plan in place for the press. Once again, I wish you a pleasant stay in Trimount. Thank you. I'm addicted to ketamine.
Alright. Yeah. Oh. Oh, this is pretty long. Offer full just for most support. Thank you, Dorian. Yeah. Also, Dorian, I saw what you sent. That's rough. That's rough. Some people do not. Some people you're just gonna have to put the foot down and say no, or they just will not.
Or they just will not, they just won't get it. In fact, to go through this, or do I assign some reading? I said 5 times to finish this. Yeah, I mean it should be 3 about, because I mean then I plan on doing the next, because it's about like 24 I think about total like little things, and I need to do like 8 each time. So this would be the 8th, but I didn't have time to warm up before, so the throat's just dying. So I think chat, you have some assigned reading before next stream, okay? And just because I realized I didn't say an actual thank you for the fucking super chat, Dorian. Thank you for the money as well. Not just acknowledging your presence, but thank you a lot for that. Yeah, we're gonna give it a little rest. We're gonna give it a little break, and we're gonna kind of be a little chill with that. Now, we technically do owe chat we do technically owe chat at least 1 pull. If Dorian doesn't want to count that towards the pulls, then we don't owe more than 1. We technically owe multiple, and I'm opening it up right now. I love all of the different plot lines in Lonetrail. I think they're all engaging, and I think that's kind of rare a lot of the time. Aside from second Dorothy appearance, I remember this event to heart. Yeah. There it is. Let's load up Arknights. And then it'll come back to the screen. Just a touch of gambling. A light sprinkle of gambling. 1 full and we'll get Dorothy. That would be kind of awesome. I mean, technically at this point, because even if I get a 6-star that I have max potted, that is like a bunch of the golden certifications, right? It's a bunch of the golden thingies if you get one that you have max pot for. I've had max pot Dorothy for a little while now. Oh yeah, there we go. And the Minecraft parkour remains running. Alright, your promised gambling. I forgot I turned all the volume off on my... Yeah, it's like 25. Yeah, it's a decent chunk. For just 1, it's a decent chunk. Alright. Oh, one more login day, the Susro thing. This. 400. Oh yeah, and we also have the free one. I want to see adapted long authority position. Yeah. Oh, for a second I saw this and was like, no way. No way. And no, it's just blue. It's Quora. And then chat. At the very least, Laffy paid for 1. So we gotta... Oh, again, the blue bag baited me. It baited me again. I thought once again it was something crazy. But no, technically... Ordinance and normal, possibly. I don't know the internal situation surrounding stuff like that. Surrounding like the Yostar stuff. I don't really know. Does Dorian's not count? I mean, Dorian can choose that. Dorian can make the selection. She said not for pull, just for moral support. So if that's what she wishes, I don't want to disrespect her wishes. The biggest super chats I've ever gotten have generally been from Dorian. Well, Dorian, I'm allowing you to choose. So if your intention was not to, then we won't. Yeah. So I'm allowing you to choose because you're the one who put that in. The assumed thing would be for most people that like, oh, they see that and then they put the money in so that the gambling does happen. But if you're like, no, it's okay without the gambling, then it's okay without the gambling. I'm just moving this around so that I can
get to these various things. But yeah, do your assigned reading, chat. That's gonna bring us to the end. Do your assigned reading. Make sure that your Dorothy, you know, looks a little something like this. You know, max level, max pot, M9, module at stage 3, 200% trust with the skin. Make sure that you do that. It's always better to have that. And yeah, I mean, I'm pretty set to end out the stream at this point. And remember, CW ST2 is your assigned reading. Have it done by next week, okay? Yeah. Also, gotta say, like, random thing. Crown Slayer's E2 is so cool. This is such a nice, like, you get the trucks and everything, and all the yeens. Really love what they did with, like, the visual update for Crown Slayer. They kept kind of the kind of thrown together aspects of it, but you know, there's some substance now. There wasn't that much substance to the boss design. It keeps the thrown together look, but with more substance. Yeah. She gets a good module, thank God. Yep, eventually, in 6 months, she'll get a good module that'll make her useful, I'm sure. Be fun to cosplay, yeah. And it's a very androgynous outfit as well. You could definitely pull that off, man or woman. Anyways, thanks for coming, chat. Thank you to Dorian and Laffy for the donations. Do the things that I said with Maxi Out Dorothy. And I'll see you guys next week for more Lonetrail. Maybe I'll even come to you from the studio. Who knows?